you know.
Yeah. Cool.
No.
1 to 5 stars of every card that's coming out for this new Hearthstone thing. I think if I did that, I would never be wrong. And I don't think Mask of Many Faces will be banned ever. I think it's a limited card.
There you go. Heard it here first. Mask
Sheesh,
Many Faces
Blake was
not
right.
banned.
I
Blake
love that
was
that
right.
got.
All right.
Hello.
We interrupt this replay of Barraging Blake from February
One of my favorites.
for the top 8 here at AGE. March Open. It's been a great day so far.
Yeah, it's been an awesome day. Got to see a lot of Katsu. Got to see some new cards. Not as many Rangers as I would have hoped, but
Yeah.
but
Sadly, no Uzuris, not a lot of Rangers, and just a lot of Katsu. So,
I was playing One Piece and Yu-Gi-Oh, Battle Spirit Saga. It's just a card game kind of weekend, I guess.
you know, people are just cracking cases. I cracked a case on my break,
Oh, yeah.
and it was fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
Would you recommend?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Definitely recommend drafting it. It's a lot of fun drafting. Yeah.
If you don't mind spending the money
Of course.
and you're not gonna hurt for it. But anyways, let's check out our top 8. We got a nice little spread here. How many different heroes? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six different heroes.
Seven? Oh, no, because 2 Katsus. Yeah,
Two
so yes,
Katsus
6.
and 2 Dromais. No, 2
One-
Briars.
2 Briars. Yeah. You wish 2 Dromais. Briar's still here, baby. Rosette
Briar
number
is still
1.
Here, if only this event gave out LL points, we might see Briar gone. But nope.
No.
This one just gives out money
Cash,
and AGE
money.
points. So Alexander Vor coming in the top seed with Icelander.
Yep.
All the way out from Pahonix, a.k.a. Phoenix, Arizona.
Shout out. Thanks for the traveling. War.
Hell yeah. And like we said, a lot of Katsu. So we got Moses and Peter coming in with Katsu.
Yeah.
Feiyu sneaking in this, Wizards just top 2 spots of our
I
top
heard
8.
he's blowing people up today. You got a wizard AB checking people in the bracket.
Wizard has been having a time. His only loss, I think, was to Alexander Vor. And right now, we are set up for an Icelander Kano final. Let's go. That's what I want in my life today.
Alexander Vor on Icelander. We have 2 ices right now. Kind of definitely less from last time we were here last month. Less ice heroes. 1 Kano, which is new, and 2 Katsus. So seems like definitely less ice and more on ninjas coming into the top.
A lot of people were excited about Ninja today. It was our most represented hero.
Yeah.
We can show a little metagame breakdown as well.
Awesome.
So we had 5 Katsus, 3 Dromai, 3 Icelanders. So not your typical meta, but honestly, I don't know what the typical meta is anymore these days. There's so many heroes, and nothing seems... I guess, Icelander is still pretty good at the highest level, but
Yeah.
come to SoCal, we love Illusionist and Ninja. So
Apparently that's
and
gonna
also
be-
Guardian.
Where everyone's interests are definitely going to be Ninja and us sticking with Islander. All right, now we're coming in. Peter versus Feiyu.
Let's go.
Very excited. Feiyu doing great today with Kano and bracket. And Peter, fastest hands in the West, knows his Katsu forward and backwards. So let's see if Peter is able to do that turn 1 dishonor like last time. Dishonoring a Kano, really scary.
Yes, that would
Yeah.
be bad. That would be real bad to dishonor the Kano.
Yep.
We saw him earlier today double dishonor Levia, which was pretty bad for Levia.
Yep.
Levia also did 8
if
damage
she
to
cared at that point in
themselves.
time.
Yeah.
Because it's Alan. He wasn't playing any blood debt cards. But if she were, then it would have been game right there because she could have been able to stop the blood debt. From,
Oh, is that okay? I didn't realize he didn't play any blood deck cards.
yeah,
That-
it was a Reinhardt deck, but in the Levia shell.
Gotcha. Okay,
yep.
Makes sense. All right, and then Feiyu playing base. Well, it is the Arsenal Pass list for Kano, and yeah,
The
he's coming out with
Spellfire
his-
Cloak?
Yep, he's got the Spellfire Cloak. That's because
Over
this game
tunic.
will be short.
Okay.
It might not be 3 turns. So
What
he
does
wants,
Spellfire Cloak do?
on your opponent's turn, you can destroy it instantly to gain 1 resource. So
Interesting.
it's
So
a
it's,
one-time instant. Their turn tunic.
I've been loving these little common gain 1 resources things they've been printing.
Yeah, they're really useful. I love seeing common cards in the in deck. Ragamuffins
Yep.
is a key component as well. It lets
Always
you do
is.
some really cool stuff. And Yeah, I mean, otherwise on the other side we got Peter. Also, he's got his common, snappies. Snappies are still good for.
Putting out the Kodachi, then going straight into the lines. Got that yellow surging strike.
Yeah, he's not messing around. He just says, "I'm going to try to kill you fast."
And definitely Kano starting out at such low health hates these very fast games. Kano likes being able to dig through the deck, taking more time to find the combo pieces. But if Feiyu can find these things early, he can definitely blow this Katsu out of the water. Only one AB.
One AB and not a reprise in sight. So this will be a right. This is a race. Who can get to? Can Peter just blast through his combos fast enough before Feiyu can get to his combo piece?
It's already looking kind of rough for Feiyu, leaking some damage here and there because of that surging being 4, blocking 3 of it, taking 1, taking Kodachi already. These ones may not seem major in the moment for Kano's. That's all you got. That's your. You don't have any armor on your equipment. You have just your health.
Yep.
So
and you use that as your main resource, to be honest, because that's all we got is a short amount of time to do a lot of damage.
yeah, it's possible though. If anyone can do it, Feiyu can. He seems to know the text, be comfortable, knows what to bring. I would have brought Tunic if I was Feiyu, honestly. So he knows something I don't. He plays a lot of Wizard, it seems. Made it top 8. Congrats. Even in the second seed, which is
had
really
a great
nice.
day. Yeah, absolutely. Came in 4-1, I believe, on the day.
Nice.
So did very well.
I think I saw one of the key combo pieces in his hand, and that would be an Aether Wildfire. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Let him play out the turn.
Flare.
Always like to put a little anticipation.
Yeah.
Checking the top.
There we go.
Ooh,
Love
hitting
that.
hitting the white tome. Boom. Gonna play it. Draw 2.
Whenever you see this card as a Kano player off the top, you're like, my turn just got either way more interesting or I'm just going to Kano like 5 times and not do much. But either way, he's going to move through his deck a little bit faster, find his combo pieces, and
Doing
set
it again.
up.
Yep.
Let's go. He's still got an action point, too.
Oh, Gaze.
Gaze
Not
the
the
Ages.
best here. He was a little hesitant doing the second one. He's like, oh, man, I got good luck. But that tome might have dug him deep enough. Drawing 2 cards, getting the other blue, because I'm pretty sure before his hand was a little bit red. Going to use the Aether.
Yeah, activates Crucible. Curious, he's saving this Gaze the Ages to play after this. So Aether Flare, like the mini Wildfire, buffs the next one by the damage dealt, so he'll do 3 damage. Feiyu now will be able to play Gaze and opt the top 2 and also get Gaze back in hand. It is
Very
one of the
nice.
best cards.
Feiyu setting up really scary. Anytime you see more than 2 blues in Kano's pitch, you're like, what's... Anything can happen. He's drawing his blues. He's hitting good reds. He needs to find another one. This op's going to be really huge here because with Peter only running 1 AB, very low respect to Wizard, Feiyu has a lot of potential to weave in those big explosive spells that buff your other spells, and then it just creates that giant tornado of fire.
Absolutely, yeah. That or stuff like Sonic Boom that just kind of extend his turn naturally, allow him to keep playing. Reverberate, I believe he's got Reverberate in here, does he? No, he doesn't have Reverberate. There's the other deck I've been playing lately, but Reverberate's another great card for that. Allows you to manage cards.
Got an E-Pot, which is going to play out immediately. Free E-Pot, we always take those. That's in lava. And then a blue Aether Dart. Not horrible, but it is going to be buffed. So because that buff is going to be...
Wow, Aether Flare doing some work there. That's why that's just a great card.
Got 1 card out of Peter's hand. It was a blue. He wasn't able to use all of it, but he was able to soak some up for sure. Only 1 each at each time. Peter going to be playing with 4 card hands if you count the arsenal technically. So let's see what we can make out of it. First, we're going to do the Kodachi. Classic. Kodachi for 1.
Feiyu doing 6 damage that turn, so putting Peter basically in combo kill range already.
All right. Peter's going to play it safe, keep cards in hand, understanding that with low AB and Feiyu seeing some power cards, if he drops too many, Feiyu can really pop off here.
To be honest, if he pops off, even if he had a bunch of cards in hand, I don't think he'd be
At 34.
yeah.
I'm just always scared of what Kanos have.
I mean,
No idea.
you have a healthy respect for it. Peter
Sure.
is here to go fast and stab with daggers. So
Yep. Oh,
whelming.
nice.
Ooh, nice. So
Ancestral Empowerment.
he's going to double draw, I think. Oh no,
That is
he didn't surging. So
1/1. That one. That is only one draw. I'm pretty sure.
no, he hit both. Yeah, he should draw from
That one
mass
hit.
too,
That one
right?
hit, and then this one hit. So yes, that would be a mask.
Yeah,
Yep.
so he draws 2. He doesn't have go again though. So drawn doesn't really help him. Feiyu looks like he's got 2 combo pieces in hand. Blazing Ether and Ether Wildfire. Not always the best thing to see in hand. Hopefully he's got a blue and something to play out of Arsenal so he can set up. And honestly, probably go for the win the next turn if he can. Oh, no, he's going Ether Wild. Maybe he already has a Wildfire in his arsenal.
Yeah, we got the Wildfire. That's gonna definitely set big. And even with the E-Pot on the field, Kano can do a lot with the E-Pot. Very, very scary.
Yeah. So critically, Ether Wildfire does its big effect only works on your opponent's turn. So this turn, on Feiyu's turn, is just for
Pure vanilla 5.
but good.
Nice.
You know, we're getting that damage in. We're making the
Closing that gap.
combo turn even more likely to finish the job.
No, definitely.
Mega Monk in the chat asking if Peter is a Katsu main. I believe he's a kind of ninja main.
Yeah, ninja main. He's a big ninja main, I'm pretty sure. He plays, I think, other meta decks, but his home is a ninja for sure.
Yeah, I think big 5 player, but I think he plays strong aggressive decks in general.
That's correct.
All right, here we go. Another tome coming off the top. Feiyu going to read some books at Peter and draw some more cards.
Reading books is very powerful as a wizard.
It's where they draw their power from knowledge,
Oh, man.
at least by D&D rules. So, you know, he's just got a casual 5 cards in hand and a card in arsenal. If he's got enough blues and a Ether Wildfire, this could be it.
Yep. Here's the blue. Checking the top. What is it? That's a good Swell Tidings. Is really good. And that Ponder token, super solid.
Yeah.
Even that's a whole chunk. I think it's 5 damage of pure arcane. So very, very impactful card.
Yeah. Based on the fact that he's kind of blind Kanoing right now, I think he doesn't have his full combo set up yet. But he will. Looks like.
We're gonna do a quick pause and go back to the caster.
Sure.
Quick. They're gonna just do some. They're just gonna do some quick editing on that camera. It seems like it got moved or messed up somehow.
I will bet you that someone tried to walk behind the big signs blocking people from walking by the cameras and then kicked it.
Why even buy signs? Gosh.
It's like you put up a sign that says "Do not enter," and people are like, "But this doesn't apply to me, right?"
You would think card gamers could read, but it's not true.
Honestly, we don't do it very well. All the time, you're like, "Oh yeah, I should probably read the card to know what the card does."
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, already off to a really exciting start. We're just taking a small break while we adjust the cameras. I don't think anything else was wrong, but we'll be back in a second.
Short break.
Short break. Well,
All right.
let's just, I don't know. What are they doing? I just want to make sure. I think we're just adjusting. Our producer's gone.
Yeah, he left us.
We'll
We
just
have the
leave this. I don't
controls
want them to
now.
start while we're not watching. That would be the worst thing.
That's
I'd rather watch the camera get adjusted.
That's fair.
And then everyone look at the camera.
So producer Justin.
Shout out to technical director
Away
and
to Justin.
producer.
Bye, Justin. Thank you.
All right, now we're back. So CNC coming in, very good card against combo Kano, as he probably has a combo piece in there that he doesn't want to lose.
Definitely not. And it looks like that Peter is hands down nothing left in hand as well. So Feiyu has free reign to do whatever.
He does have his tunic charge, so he could block one,
That's
but
correct.
that's probably not going to
Has the Spellfire Cloak as well. You talking to me about that?
Oh yeah, Fei's got Spellfire Cloak and his energy potion, so he's got 3 face up on the field. I wonder if he's got the Wildfire in Arsenal, and he's considering if he's got enough resources to go for it right now. That's always the question, is because if you pop off too soon, it could be a much less impactful turn than if you hold back and wait for some more resources or another combo piece. But it looks like he is going to pitch, activating Kano.
Nice.
Kano on the stack.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if he maintaining priority. What's he gonna do? Is he? I think he is. I think he's going for it.
Yeah, he's going to go for it. Usually when Kanos think this long, it's not because they don't know what to do. They're counting the numbers.
Yeah, they're doing it once, twice, 3 times, and then they're making sure that the order in which they're doing it is correct. Because you know, if you Kano and then you Storm Striders, if you do it wrong, you can really mess up your whole turn. So he's activating Crucible. He's popping his Storm Striders.
Pushing a lot of mana. How much mana is that? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 mana being pitched this game, or this turn.
I think
Using
that's
the
a-
Ragamuffins.
I think that's a red spindle though, so it'll be like 13 in there right now.
Ragamuffin, putting one back there. What do you think he put it back? Because it had to be he wanted that card back that was on top
I
of his
think
hand,
it was
right?
probably Blazing Ether.
Think so?
Because I know he had one before, so if he had Wildfire in hand or in the arsenal, then he'll put that on top. So when Kano resolves, he'll be able to banish
Breaks the
that
Spellfire, getting 3 mana. Breaks the E-Pot, getting another 2 mana, going to 5.
5 floating. Let's go.
Peter's just watching his he's like, yeah, I'm dead. He's like, he's like, yeah, using the storms to do instant speed shenanigans, using the Aether, which is the buff, spending
Extra 1.
3 or 2.
2 for the Wildfire. Probably spend 1 more for Metacarpus.
What's Metacarpus makes it stronger?
+1, so that'll be coming in for 6.
6. This is gonna hit, and then he's gonna swell tidings for like 11. So 6 is gonna be hitting for 5.
Blocks 1, does 5.
Yep.
Yes, Spoil Tidings will come in for 10. And then
He gets a ponder token too.
yeah,
Yeah, a little ponder. Got them CF now. You excited? It's a little wizard drip.
it's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got those from the pre-release. Very
Super
excited.
hype. No. All right, and then now here comes the swell tidings for 11. I'm pretty sure.
I think it's 10.
It's 10 now.
5
10.
and then +5, unless he pays for Metacarpus too, which he might.
I mean, why wouldn't you have floating mana? You know.
It's a great question. That's always the question we ask. So yeah, coming in for 11,
11.
and then he'll be coming in for 16 with his Blazing Ether when Kano resolves, and that's
Wow,
it.
GG.
Wow.
Amazing math. He's been doing that to people all day. That's why he's here.
Yeah.
He did that to Craig Pollock earlier, I heard. Like, very early. Something very strong
Basically,
like that.
well, his match against Craig went a little bit longer. He had to chip him down a little bit more. Craig came in with 3 AB and the crown, so you know it takes a bit longer. He's going to block more, but Feiyu had a couple nice early Kano riffs off the top, got him below 30 pretty quickly, and then was able to go in and have a pretty awesome wildfire turn with. What did he do? He did Sonic Boom. He Ragamuffin the Sonic Boom in there, and then a Voltic Bolt came off the top. So it was just kind of nasty, and that was it on that one. But that's
Big boom.
what Kano does.
As a wizard player, do you have any tips for Faye? Did he do anything wrong?
Nope.
Nope. Did all right.
Spellfire Cloak for the win on that
He drew
one.
all the cards in the right order, right?
I mean,
Perfect.
yeah, you're looking for. He dug through his deck. You know, it's
Yeah.
important to play those tomes, to draw the cards, to pitch away cards, to make sure that you're getting to one of those pieces. Because once you have one, you're likely to see another one.
Yep.
And even if you only have one piece, you can do a lot. And if you're creative and flexible with what you're doing, so
Nice.
Feiyu just laying it down like a boss, like he does. I'm just really
Well,
glad to have him here.
I'm glad I was able to cast this one with you. I hear you have something exciting coming up.
I guess so.
You do.
I think we have a segment.
Okay.
It's like Blake's segment, but less angry.
Oh, okay.
It's called Ponder with Collin.
Okay,
We
nice.
have a fireside chat because I think we have like 45 minutes before
that
the
was a
next
very
round.
fast game, for
Uh,
sure.
That's what happens when Kano's there. So
A lot of
yeah,
pondering going to happen.
So,
I love
yeah.
the edit.
yeah,
Look
that's
beautiful.
it. Looks like me when I'm thinking about stuff. I
Oh,
just like
100%. Out there just
gazing off, kind of
brooding.
smiling to myself. It's kind of cocky, but you know it's okay. I'm probably feeling insecure about myself. So let's
That's
jump
all
right
good.
in.
What are we pondering today?
We are talking about 2 token slots
Okay.
in draftable sets.
Okay.
So here's my thought, or here's the basis of this thought, and then we'll talk about it.
All right.
It just seems like, okay, they fixed one thing. Fab 2.0, we get cold foils in the token slot.
Correct.
So drafting for value out the door, great job there.
Mhm.
But now we have 14 draftable cards in a 16 card pack. And that feels bad. What are your thoughts? What do you think?
You want it to be, what, 15?
I
cards a
missed
pack?
that one extra
With
card.
one extra card?
Yeah.
That was the slot?
Yeah.
I could see it. In a draft set, I could see what you're talking about. You want to have that one extra slot for the rare or for a carnival slot, as James White would call it. That something a little more that can make your deck a little spicier.
Like, I just opened a case between the last couple of rounds because you guys were casting and I was bored and I had a case. And I have, like, hundreds of tokens
Hundreds.
that they're trash. Like, they're just,
Yeah.
like, if you're opening packs,
Mhm.
they're just straight trash. And that feels bad.
Yes. Okay. I understand. Like a waste of
general.
cardboard because
It's
it's
a
gonna
waste
go.
of cardboard.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then in a draft scenario, you have, you know, when you open, let's see, there's 8 people.
Mhm.
There, one extra card is a token, 3 packs. What is that? 24 cards that could be in your deck
Yeah.
that are not.
That's true. Have you ever experienced a draft where you didn't have enough tokens for everybody?
Maybe, but
Maybe.
like,
So there might be some reasoning why they did this.
but you could just flip a card backwards and say this is this token. Like,
You could just.
it's more of like an understanding of what a card
Okay.
does than like, oh no, my whole game's ruined because I don't have this one token. You
Yeah.
know, it's like,
Okay, that's fair.
and especially if you're at a store, they usually have a bunch of tokens. Like,
Okay.
unless it's like the very first time the set's drafted.
Mm.
So, and I guess for like kitchen table, I could see it too, but that to me that doesn't seem like the best reason because I think it affects every level of draft play all the way up to like professional.
And if you're at a kitchen table, you could just print it, or I could use
That's
my
right.
phone,
You
or
just write it down on a piece of paper,
Yeah,
which you
yeah.
could do it. You could do that at your game store. You're just like,
Exactly.
okay, yeah, this is my spider's bite. It does this. Okay, cool. Everyone knows what it does.
Yep.
It's a token. You're legally allowed to have it. There's nothing weird about it. But that's, I don't know. I just thought it's been feeling weird since Uprising.
No, I think I see your reasoning. I get it. It's an extra slot. Like I said, you can use it, you can scribble a little piece of paper. You can tell your opponent this is what this is. They didn't have it. Sorry. That extra slot could have been used for a common or a rare.
It should be a rare. After
Should
opening
be a
some
rare.
one rare packs, that sucks. One rare
pack. Yeah, that is right. So
Actually, I
take
think we had a no rare pack. I opened a pack that had no rares in it, which I didn't think was possible, but that's what happened. So I don't know. It feels like we've
Okay.
we found ourselves in where we solved one problem and made up a new one.
that's fair. That's fair.
But I don't know. I'm not even the best draft player, but I think I've noticed it. Like there's just a slimmer margin
Yeah.
where you're not going to see as many cards. So if you make a bit of a mistake, draft, one too many hate cards,
Yeah.
or pivot, you just get hard punished, it feels like.
I see your reasoning. I think I'll come to your light on this one. I'll say we don't need that extra. We don't need the extra token in there. It's fun. It's flavorful,
Yeah.
but it's wasteful. It's 100% wasteful. And
I'd be fine with 2 tokens, but put that extra card back in there. It's a 17 card pack,
okay.
which probably has just cascading amounts of problems for packaging.
Probably.
But that's not my problem. I'm just a
No.
guy here.
Just the
selling
idea
it.
guy.
Yeah, I'm
That's
just
what they
here
pay him for.
spitting stupid things out. But yeah, just something I've been thinking about. So
Okay, I think I like. I see
all right,
your light.
I've convinced you. So we're done. We'll just move on to the next
pondering thing that you've been thinking about all week.
I mean, I think about these things all the time. I stay up late at night, just like, what do I do with this second token slot now?
Restless.
It's just something I noticed, and it was like, it feels not great, especially when I just threw away 100. Because a case is 96 packs. You're
Yes.
basically throwing away, 192 cards.
Just recycle them, but yeah.
But they have that black core. You can't recycle.
Can't recycle that.
I don't
Oh.
think you can recycle. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you can recycle the cards because of the black core inside of them is not actually recyclable, and is actually, I think it's plastic, to be honest.
So just extremely wasteful.
I'm
Then
pretty sure. I'd be happy to be wrong. Let's see. They send token packs with the new draftable sets now. There you go.
there you go. That fixes the issue. Gets the store stocked up.
We
Yeah.
don't need it.
Yeah.
The thing I can see to play my own devil's advocate here, is that second token keeps the cold foil safe because it's not on the outside.
They're never safe in paper packs. They're never safe in paper packs. I promise. Okay, there you go. Producer says that Magic doesn't come with all the basic lands you need to play. Those are
Little
given from the
game.
store.
I just heard about this game, Magic, the Gathering.
Okay.
They don't give you enough stuff to play the game.
Yeah.
That's what someone just told me.
Yeah, they need extra support. So take out the extra token slot. We don't need those. Actually, you can take out probably maybe both. Just send this token separate.
I mean, that could be it. But you do need that cold foil slot. So, well, that's the thing. You need it to be a token slot so that the cold foil is just yours when you draft and not something you have to draft.
Gotcha.
I like that bit. I think that makes sense, and I think it's a good thing. But I think it's just created this weird spot where we're missing a card, and I miss it every day. Next topic. Let's go, Justin. Boom. New player products.
Okay.
Let me ask you. Have you introduced Flesh and Blood to a lot of new players?
Yeah.
Like, personally?
Personally, I have talked to new players. I give them cards.
No. Like, have you been like, yo, person I know from regular life, I'm going to teach you about this game. I'm going to show you this game and play some of it with you. Have you done that?
In regular life?
Yeah.
Not anyone necessarily super close to me because all my close friends play card games and play Flesh and Blood already. But
that's the other problem,
yeah. But sometimes I try to convince my girlfriend. Not always quite there, but I'll get through one time.
Nice.
Yeah. Maybe I'll use the new player products.
Well, okay. So, side note, I was very excited. I got my wife to play the Ira decks when it first came out during the pandemic, and she was like, cool, let's play that again. And she never wants to play like a board game like again right afterwards. So I was like, let's.
Oh, yeah.
And then immediately I was like, okay, and now these starter decks have equipment. She's like, no, this is too complicated. And I was like,
equipment always throws a wrench in things.
I was just
like they stay on the board. You can use them.
They just sit there. You can look at them. No, it was too.
People get confused.
To be fair, she wouldn't have gotten into the deck building, and it had been too much for her wanting to play more casually. But I digress. So, I tried to show like a coworker how to play. We do board game nights sometimes. Some people bailed. It was just me and him. I was like, oh, I brought these Blitz decks with me.
Yeah.
Starter Monarch Blitz decks.
Nice. Easy.
I go into the pitch on how you play this game. It's a complicated game at its base.
Yeah.
You got resources. You got attack value. You got defense value. You have a reaction step. You got a defense, all these things. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, also, here's a soul. This is Phantasm. This is this. And I was like, I feel like a crazy person, and you don't really. I'm like, well, we'll just play it because you're not going to really get it.
Yeah, you try to explain it in depth.
And he's sitting there, he's like, I can kind of see why this is cool, but also this was a lot and kind of weird, and I was just like, these are a bad starting place for this game.
The Blitz decks, especially the sets that are like talented Blitz decks, so Monarch and Tales of Aria, are way more complicated for players to understand.
Which are our only, and Uprising, because
Uprising is less talented. There's no less talented. It's more, they kind of does it all for you.
That's true, but they're pretty complicated when you got, Ash and Dragons.
Yeah,
and,
you got the token layers. Just makes it a little more complicated. So you'll make up for it with other tokens. So the sets that are talented heroes seem to be definitely more complicated for people to learn on.
Yeah.
But sets like Classic Battles or WTR, where it's just trading, just physical damage, that seems to be the easiest way to intro people because then you don't have to explain another layer of things.
That's true. So, yeah, I think Classic Battles is like a pretty good step in a direction. We haven't seen a follow-up to this. There's no other Classic Battle to be had.
Nope.
And all we have is Rhinar and Dorinthia, who are very particular play styles that not everybody likes. And then on top of that, just whatever that card is they printed for Dorinthia that people are just buying these things.
Oh, the Singing Steelblade? Yeah.
That was just a mistake. Like, why did you print a so powerful card in this intro beginner package?
This makes it sell. It makes it sell. That's Yu-Gi-Oh does it. Yu-Gi-Oh prints cards in their starter
Well, why didn't they give Rhinar one then? I guess they got that one where you block and you look at the top card. That's pretty good. But still, it feels like if you're trying to get new players into the game, but you're making a new player set that is more attractive to players who already play the game.
Correct. I understand that.
Missed the boat there.
Yeah.
And All right, so we'll stay in the Blitz deck realm. I
Okay.
think Outsiders might be a good place to start.
I think so. I think it's very physical damagey.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got the physical damage. First set in a while, we don't have arcane damage.
Yep.
No weird talent stuff that adds another layer of complexity. And, there's a little bit of keyword nuance you got to figure out, but it doesn't seem too bad. It's like stealth. It just says stealth. It doesn't really do anything. It just interacts with other things.
Correct.
So that seems pretty good. I haven't checked out the Blitz decks. Have you checked out the new Blitz decks?
They were playing them last night. I didn't get a chance to go into them, but the people I've talked to have said these ones are much better when it comes to competitive viability or synergy with itself.
That's great.
So I've heard good things so far from locals. I haven't cracked any open myself. I'm probably going to be doing that at some point to get the goodies inside. And most of the time I'll buy them and then give them to new players or set up new player learning events like that. And then those are real easy to hand out because it's in a professional little box.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the real selling point is that professional little box. People are like, oh, perfect. I can grab something. I can go ahead and I can play it. So it's really good for, I think, quick grabbing people.
Yeah.
Like quick, like, oh, I'm at the game store. Let me just grab this real quick with my friend. We can do something. All right, cool. Now I have that small intro versus CC decks where that's like buying a whole commander deck and not knowing what commander is. It's a much bigger hurdle.
Yeah.
I think.
I could see that. I mean, I was thinking about this, and I do think Outsiders is a better starting place for those Blitz decks. I think even for like limited as an introduction, Outsiders seems like a good spot.
Yep.
I do still wish that we had like a intro starter deck with CC decks.
Yep.
I don't know why. It's like then they have a deck that they can take to armories. Most armories, I think, are classic constructed. So like
All depends on region. I have found every community is different.
That's
I know
fair.
San Diego, big fan of CC, a lot of CC players, but there also is a small Blitz community that's starting to emerge who like playing more Blitz events because
okay.
they can get home faster. It's quicker. They still get to play Flesh and Blood. They still get to use the cards that they bought. So I think you'll see throughout as it's growing a changing landscape of what people's favorite the format is.
Yeah.
But Blitz, I think, is the best intro place at this moment because it's less overwhelming.
That's true. Yeah, and I guess we do have history pack Blitz decks coming in, which will be really cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For me, when I started, we got the original starter decks, and it had a young hero, and it was like, if you want to play a shorter game, just flip the hero over and play 20 health with a CC deck, and like
Oh, man,
you
yeah.
still, like the power level is not crazy because it's an intro deck.
Yep.
But it's a shorter game, so you can kind of like learn a little bit faster and iterate on like how you're approaching it, and then you just flip it over. And for me, it worked really well. I was like, okay, cool. Like I can kind of take it at this beginner level, but I'm still seeing the same play that is like the standard format for better or for worse. Like that classic constructed is it. It's like almost every major tournament is classic constructed.
Yep. The proper one. Yep.
So, to me, it seems like a missed thing to not do that. And then when they do that, they have a full deck. It's easier to go, in my mind, it's easier to go from a CC starter deck to a Blitz one.
Okay.
Because they're just like, hey, take out, the third copy of each one of these cards, you have a Blitz deck.
Makes sense.
Yeah. At least in my mind, that seems like a better solution. But I understand that, it's smaller, it's probably cheaper that way.
Yeah.
But I will try it again. But in the past, I even tried teaching a friend Classic Battles. That was even hard. Just trying to explain all the attack reaction stuff for Dorinthia.
Steps and everything. Yeah.
It was just like, oh yeah, this isn't easy. I can't just explain it. It's like took us like an hour and a half to explain the game, play one game of like Blitz. And it was like, this is
at that point you could have played like a whole board game. And,
Yeah.
and that definitely understandable. I think more learning tools would be helpful. I know, and before like Magic products, they have cards or little pamphlets that help explain the process a little more. So it's less of you being the friend rambling on about your favorite game, and more of this person being able to have like something they can actually read and follow, and reference to. So I think we need some more of those things, like some intro tools, and just to help ease people in and they can reference to.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I mean, even just having like the Ira decks more available all the time. Like, let people just order Ira decks. Like,
Yeah.
sell them for
Print
like
those.
$5. Like, I'd buy 10 just so I can have them give them out to people. You know, like
Yep.
they're a nice intro. They're basic. I think
Ira's not OP.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
not
good.
anymore.
Not anymore. I guess, yeah, back in the day, she was a.
Back in the day, she was terrorizing us in Blitz. But yeah, so I don't know. That was just something I've been thinking about. I personally have struggled trying to introduce it to people because even if you know people who like games, it's a weird, huge jump to TCG. You know,
Oh, a competitive TCG.
yeah,
At that, where
exactly. And it is competitive. Honestly, that was going to be like the third topic I had thought about, but I think we've talked enough. But the fact that it is so competitive, so even just going to your armory is tough. I mean, I don't know, Southern California is special. Everyone here is like on the top 10 list, it seems like. So
It's definitely very intimidating, even being a player who knows what they're doing coming out here to these events sometimes. I know there's a lot of players who sometimes don't show up to AG events because they're like, oh, I don't think I'm ready for that kind of pressure and something. And it's not pressure we put on people from our side or from the another player side, but the pressure internally that builds when competing. Some people can't necessarily handle that. And that's fine. I've run events for maybe like 5-6 years now, and I've seen many different people come to events, and I've seen people come in straight nervous, or like just shaking, just nervous to even talk to people. And I see people come to events like they've been here for 20 years, you know, like, so every person's different. They take their pace in coming in, but it's always great to be more welcome, be friendly, be about the experience and less about necessarily the game, and be and just inviting and welcome, and have the game just be that medium in which you can laugh through, not necessarily make it the whole existence of hanging out.
yeah, totally. And you know, for all of that, I do feel that Flesh and Blood has a very inviting community.
Yep.
Whenever we have new players, especially if it's like limited release stuff, like we're playing draft, we're just like, here, I have these cards. You just take all these cards, and they're just like go home with like a box of cards, basically.
Oh, we've had people be like, stop, I can't, I feel so bad. These are probably worth $20-$30.
Tens of dollars.
Like, it's nothing to us. Like, please take it. Be one of us.
It costs
Have
more to
some
keep
fun.
it in my home than it does to give you it here. So.
100%. It takes up way more space, man.
But yeah,
much
so
TCG
you know,
space.
I'm hoping to. I have dreams of introducing some friends through like Outsiders Limited, but it's a big ask. It's a lot to explain all the things to them, and then have them build a deck. But you know, we'll see. We'll see if I get there. But I don't know. I think some better classic battles and these HP decks, I'm hopeful that they are helpful in providing a better starting point for people to get the basics down and then build from there. Because it's just hard when like you're just diving too deep into it right away.
Correct.
And you're like, I am managing multiple kinds of resources that are like actual resources and other more conceptual resources, and like it can be a lot.
Yep, it can be a lot. Especially when you're a Wizard player and you love managing those things in your head, and you're trying to explain to people the rambling of the void, and it doesn't quite translate.
I would never introduce a new player to Wizard.
That's like your main class. You're like, don't do it. I've gone off the deep end.
Look, just because I like it doesn't mean you will. I've learned that a lot in my life. So you know, but yeah, we'll see. I'm not totally written off new player products, but I really hope we see some more classic battles. I hope we see more kind of Blitz decks and even some starter CC decks as well for people who want to jump into that format, because why not support both main formats?
Why not?
All right, well, that's it for now. We'll take a little short break. So we'll be back with the semifinals. Sorry, that was just a very short round.
No.
Kano doing Kano stuff.
People, that's what happens when you don't
Bring one AB to a
null rune. You disrespect Wizards, they're going to AB check you. There's always going to be one in the bracket. AB checking.
that'll be me at Armory, but not here. You can always be safe from me at the AG Open because I'll be up here.
You have to hold it back up here.
Just, you know, talking mess about other people. All right, so we'll be back in a few.
All right, bye.
That got put down because hashtag Blake was right. I'm sure 2 people will retweet that.
And if
I'll
you're sad
bring
about
both.
it, nobody cares.
Yeah.
So next segment, here we go.
I can't wait for this one. Jesus.
It's Timothy Chalamet. He's just a special guy.
I feel like it's one of those things where you're like, you tell people in confidence of things, and it's just, there's no confidence anymore.
You can't tell Justin these things.
So
you know what he
bones and
does.
all, okay? This is a
Lay
movie.
it out.
Honestly, somebody made a tweet of it was in the top 10 grossing films last year. It was a joke tweet. I believed it for some reason. I went to this movie with my friend Alex, and it was insane because like I don't want to see this movie. It's gross. Cannibalism is just not fun.
Illegal.
It's literally against human decency even. And even if it was, if nobody arrested for you, it would be against public opinion. But it was crazy. Timothy Chalamet, Luca Guadagnino, they are from Call Me by Your Name, so they're back together. But this movie, I watched it. I had cookies because it was at the Alamo Draft House in downtown.
Nice.
I made sure
Shout
to
out
get my
Alamo.
cookies right away. Opening scene, she bites some girl's fingers off at a sleepover, and it was like, oh hell no! Like
That's where
I
we
was
started?
like biting into a cookie as she bit someone's finger. So there was some kind of like some sensory whatever it is there. But anyway, I watched this movie, no spoilers ever, except they eat everyone and then none of them survive. And Mark Rylance is an Oscar winner who Bridge of Spies, fantastic. Whatever career happened afterwards, he's not. Who's the guy that was in? Damn, I'm gonna screw it up. He won 2 Oscars for 2. Damn, we are really screwing this up. Django Unchained and the other guy, Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz, yeah.
He's just a poor man's Christoph Waltz. Mike Rylance is pissed right now. He's like, I actually like this game, and then this guy talks shit. It was like Mark Rylance is a poor man's Christoph Waltz. He, in this movie, is hunched over in tidy whities. And you see everything. And you're just like, Mark, you do not need this money that bad. Please, get a job at a bank. I watched all of this. And then afterwards, I was like, I didn't really get it. Like, obviously, there's an allegory for something. Because they're just, like, constantly need food, like meat. I was like, it's an allegory for something, but I'm not getting it.
Capitalism.
And my friend was like, it's the drug addiction of the 80s. And I was like, oh, okay. All of that makes sense. Weird one to go with to make it all, whatchamacallit, just cannibalism. It's so gross, by the way. Like, do not watch this movie unless you're like, I mean, I don't know why you would watch this movie. It's not like anybody's killing it, but
Apparently, it was a top
I did
grossing
it in
movie.
public and ate cookies with friends.
So if
So
you
you
saw
don't have
Blake
to.
at the movies eating cookies and watching this movie, you now understand it was a mistake,
Yeah.
and he does apologize for it. So
I didn't expect bones and all to be like. I said
It was
this
about
like 3.5
cannibalism.
months ago.
didn't
There's
you
been
know what it was
2.5
about?
AGEs since then. Like, somebody had this in the chamber for a while. Like, we're scraping something. I don't know. Maybe we need a busted. What are they called? Busted ninja card to mess me
Don't
up
worry,
or
peace of
whatever.
mind will ruin your life a couple times. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that again. So yeah, maybe watch Call Me by Your Name instead of this one.
Dude, call me by your name.
It's a good movie. That's Barraging Blake.
Yeah.
It's
Did we have fun here?
I'm sorry, I didn't choose those things.
Okay.
I'm just here experiencing it with you.
True.
You can blame that guy.
I mean, if one of these is gonna be, if one of these Barraging Blake topics from now on will be like, Blake was right.
Blake was right.
again,
Yeah.
Blake was right. Some more. Once again, Blake was right. I'm down. Ruin
Well-
my life on. I'll tell all the bad movies I watch. There's at least 2. You know what a good movie to watch is? Just so you get this as a go do this. Some of y'all will hate this. I almost said another bad one. Infinity Pool.
Mm.
It's the good version of Bones and All.
Oh yeah. How many people
Yeah.
do they eat? No
Not-
spoilers.
Not 0. That's Barraging Blake.
That was
'cause
Barraging Blake, and you
everyone's
know what,
looking like this in the
Blake,
background.
you were right, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that's all for now. We'll be back. Round 6 coming up.
It's yellow. It's blue.
It's blue. That's that I'm going to talk about the blue stuff. Yeah. Talk about the,
Oh, okay. Welcome, one and all, to This Month in Flesh and Blood, our show where we here at AGE bring you all the news that's noteworthy from the world of Wraith. My name is Sam O'Byrne, and I'm joined by my co-anchor, Mitch Uber Leslie. How are you, Mitch?
Yeah,
Let's go ahead and jump right into this month's top stories. This Month in Flesh and Blood. Spoiler season for the upcoming set Outsiders is right around the corner, bringing new support to underrepresented heroes from the pits looking to take control of the meta. If history has shown us anything, we can expect a dynamic, exciting metagame where heroes from Aria continue to dominate.
This month in Flesh and Blood, a plane carrying Flesh and Blood developer and resident cool uncle Brian Gottlieb departed New Zealand only to return to the same airport 18 hours later. Sources say that a fire at John F. Kennedy Airport in New York City was the reason for the turnaround, but eyewitness reports on the aircraft tell a different story.
This month in Flesh and Blood, Fatigue Oldham dominated the top tables of the Calling Indianapolis, as the top 8 of the event featured 5 decks centered around the icy old man. Unfortunately, reports from the ground all seem to indicate that the opponents did not enjoy those games whatsoever, proving once and for all that it's not about how long you last, but how you play the game.
This month, in Flesh and Blood, Ethan Mansant Van Sant reported that his lost FedEx bag from PT2 Lille has finally been recovered. In it, of course, his streaming equipment, his treasured Levia deck, and the exclusive Eye of Ophidia playmat. Unfortunately, there was one all-important item that was not able to be found: a stable internet connection.
This month in Flesh and Blood, Michael Hamilton continued his mighty rule over our card game with another decisive win at the Calling Indianapolis. While some have pointed to his value-based strategizing as the key to his success, others have attributed it to his wardrobe consistency, as the world champion is pictured here in 3 actual photographs from entirely different events. Sources say, however, that Hamilton is planning to switch up his look for the next Flesh and Blood event, just announced in my childhood mall, the Calling Hot Topic.
This month in Flesh and Blood, Canadian national champion Tariq Patel put an all-call out on Twitter, challenging any Dromai player worth their rakes to come and step into the ring against his Oldham build, being confident enough in the Guardians' chances to put money on the line. Unfortunately for the expat American, challenger Darkodius managed to resolve 2 early tonal ties, and Dromai took the match. Instead of playing a best-of-3 like Tariq had anticipated, Darkodius said he was going to take his bragging rights and run with it. He was rumoured to have said, and I quote, "I'm going to knick-knack, bric-a-brac, and get the out of here."
This month in Flesh and Blood, Sam O'Byrne from Plucky Upstart YouTube channel 3 Floating was selected to join Ethan Mansant Van Sant and Ethnic Smoke in the booth at the Calling. While his esteemed co-stars Blake Meyer and Collin Honigman wished him well on his journey, they also told him in no uncertain terms to watch his back. I didn't write that one.
Me neither. This month in Flesh and Blood, Battle Hardened Bologna took place recently, with Bravo Showstopper stopping the show and taking down the tournament. This came as a surprise to the Americans, who only saw a single Bravo convert to day 2 at the Calling Indianapolis, despite 42 registrations on day 1. We knew Americans loved to play Bravo. What we didn't know is that they were bad at the deck.
This month in Flesh and Blood, award-winning Overwatch shoutcaster and devoted Dorinthia player Mitch Uber Leslie joined the AGE Open casting team for this February event, providing high-level analysis and a gosh darn charming smile. His highly anticipated spoiler card for Outsiders is confirmed to be one of the legendaries for the set, which sources say is LSS's way of saying we're sorry for printing peace of mind. To quote James White, Dorinthia didn't want those Dawnblade counters anyway.
This month in Flesh and Blood, Chris Ciali, hometown hero, had all of Southern California and, bizarrely, Carlisle, Pennsylvania, cheering for him as he took his talents to a runner-up finish at the World Championships in San Jose. He returned to the national stage last month at the AGE Open and took Lexi Livewire to a similar second-place finish, going to show that nice guys don't finish last, they finished second.
This has been This Month in Flesh and Blood. For Mitch Uber Leslie, I'm Sam O'Byrne, and we'll see you next month.
We're back, everybody, with
I think everyone's new and most favorite segment that we call Barraging Blake.
Uh-oh.
In this segment, we will get Blake Meyer in the hot seat to give his hot takes about whatever we feel like throwing at him.
We said no Reinhardt, no Levia, no problem. We're going to get brute cards in there one way or another. Just jam somebody's face on it and make it a segment.
And the question always after every game is, so did we have fun?
Because I think a lot of people that are in the lower brackets today were like, oh, well, I played my hard matchup. They got the nuts, and I was done in 3 rounds. Are we having fun? No. Let's get some nerfs. Let's get some buff. I guess you can't buff cards in in cards.
Yeah.
Maybe on the
just send
Marvel
everybody a
Snap
card to replace the one they have.
Yeah. So this is Barraging Blake. What's going to happen here is the guy in the booth with us, Justin, he's going to do his dead level best to ruin my day. So let's see.
Let's see what happens. First up, we've got, a classic pair. It's like a fine meal and then, the matching drink you paid extra for. It's Belittle and Minnowism.
Right. I haven't seen these cards before. Let me read them real quick. Oh, wait. It's every single deck ever that it doesn't make sense to put it in. Has to put it in. This is back whenever I was playing Icelander before Wounded Bull got there. We're not talking about Wounded Bull, but Belittle Minnowism is so annoying because it's a thought process of, I'm an aggro deck. I'm tired of getting Frostbite. What can I do? What can I do? Oh, I can play 3 red Belittles and 3 yellow Belittles and just go get a Minnowism at any time. Go get a blue card. I get an extra card in my hand. It replaces itself. I'm pitching one. It's actually like Belittle says -2 for 3 is kind of how the math works. I swing an Ember Blade without trying.
It's basically the pyramid scheme of Flesh and Blood.
And what's BS about it is everyone says, well, and
Listen.
whenever you try to have an intelligent conversation with a Ninja player,
Listen.
I don't recommend it. They will say, well, Blake, you have to have Belittle Minnowism or you auto-lose to Icelander.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't play 4 decks that auto-lose to all the other people. And it's like auto-losses are a thing in Flesh and Blood. Gym ID has to be on your side to get to a top table, or you play some like you play Starva, you play some Living Legend deck. Like, I was playing Icelander into a, whatchamacallit, Prism meta. That was an auto loss. I literally, anytime I played a Prism, I was like, you win. I'm not even allowed to do that.
He would just leave
I'm admitting
and go
this
get food.
now. I would leave to go get food.
Come
I
back.
don't want to play Prism as Icelander because it's a non-contest. And so to say, oh, well, ninjas need Belittle Minnowism or it's a non-contest.
Hashtag Blake was right. Belittle is gone. We're living in the future now. We are back at the AGE Open for what month it is? March.
March
2020.
Madness.
March Madness. The madness of Outsiders is upon us. Nobody was brave enough to bring Outsiders heroes today except Katsu. But I think all the Katsus are gone. Let's check out our top 8. We just witnessed Feiyu murder Peter on stream. Fastest game we've seen in a while. Looks like Zach slipping by Fuzzy, beating Briar. So Dromai is facing Kano. But on our stream next, we will have the Alexander 4 versus the Craig Pollock in a battle of superlatives. What's Alexander?
Somebody's going to lose the D in front of their name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one of them. This is a battle for the
superlative, right? Or what
I don't know. It's like proper noun. It's like their name is now a proper noun because it always was a proper noun. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Let's do it. Then.
But yeah, so Feiyu over there. We're not going to watch that one because either that will be really short, and we just did
2
that.
dragons or 2 spells.
Yeah.
It's going to be one or the other.
One or the other. So yeah, we got a ice game coming up. I know everybody's favorite, but I'm excited to see Alexander Vor on stream. He's been out here past 2 months. I don't think we've had him on stream yet. No. So here's his deck list.
Both of these deck lists are printed. Feiyu's was printed. Is Zach's printed, or did he write? Zach wrote his deck list with his handwriting. So that's the side plot we're doing today because we're trying to make stuff up to make Ice Heroes fun still.
Peter wrote his. He
Yeah.
lost. So maybe you print yours out.
Right.
It's
I remember
better that
Zach,
way.
he wrote his because instead of writing invoke 11 times, he wrote invoke and then drew an arrow down all the way.
Yeah, that was good. That's smart man.
I'm not doing invoke
Invoke.
Invoke.
All right, so let's take a look over at Alexander. Are we ready for the match intro? Let's go right into the match
Let's see
intro.
some people breathe.
I'm going to talk about Alexander Vor's deck.
Nice.
Let's see, nothing too crazy. He's got Wildfire. He's got 2 Ether.
I mean,
Wildfires.
welcome to
Ooh,
the show, right?
That's
He said this
fun.
is Janklander. I do remember him saying that earlier.
Okay.
He said, imagine thinking you're going to play Michael P. Hamilton's award-winning list, and you sit down and I do this to you.
I mean, he still has Wounded Bull. He still has Command and Conquer, Fendo's Fighting Spirit, but he's also got an Eisenhower Weather Vane, 3 Oasis Respite, so I don't know if those would be in this matchup, 3 Sigil of Permafrost, 3 Sink
that'll
Below,
be
2
interesting.
red Unmovables, a Remembrance, a Yellow Ether Ice Vane in the yellows, and anything crazy down here in the blue.
3
Nothing.
Blizzard are not going to be in against this.
He's got a Scour, he's got a Rewind.
Okay, so what are we going to
I
rewind?
love Alexander Vor. This man,
Do we rewind the Channel Lake Frigid, or is that a powerful play at all? I'm trying to think.
maybe.
He's doing some poker stuff. Did you see that? He's like looking at his cards one at a time, like he's flipping them up for a camera or something. That was crazy.
He's a cool guy. Maybe you could rewind the, what is it, the Terra Sunder? I guess
Terra
you could
Sunder,
rewind
you could rewind that, yeah.
Channel Lake Frigid.
It's literally like those 2 things. Or an energy potion and just really mess with them.
Channel Lake Frigid would be a pretty good rewind. It's just like, oh, okay, you paid for that, and now you wasted that ice card and can't pay for it again.
Not
So,
the card Craig wants to see in turn 1
Yeah.
from Alex.
Turn 0, just Insidious Chill. Hello, this is Value. Welcome to Value Town. I am the mayor, Alexander Vor. Blue Disable coming in. He says, this probably doesn't matter because you're going to play your Arsenal card at instant speed unless it's a Wounded Bull.
I think what's fun if you're paying attention at home is Craig is in his 3rd straight top 4. And I believe each time he's been playing against an Icelander, he figured, did he play in the top 4 against Icelander? Yeah, he did, like in January.
Yeah,
he
pretty sure.
did that one, got cracked by, I guess he made the finals the last 2 rounds. We're making sense. He's just always playing Icelander in the top 4.
Yeah.
And so Craig's kind of like, been here, done this. Like winning this tournament is something that I'm expecting to do, but I am always expecting a really good Icelander player across from me. Alex, I don't know if he's the final boss of that or if it's kind of like, this is one you haven't seen if it's Janklander.
This is his final form.
Right.
He wears a pink polo shirt.
Pink water bottle.
He's got a
He's the
brand.
guy from the sleeves.
He's got a brand. Craig cool as a cucumber.
Not even looking. He's pointing at somebody. Zach wrote something down. He just took damage. Sigil of Permafrost, if you're not aware of what this does, you should go to Fabtcg and read it, because I'm just kidding. It's definitely something that you spend 1 and you can shoot a waning moon through this. If you fuse it, it's going to give Craig some frostbites. It's a way to mess up his turn, but he's not going to fuse it because that would waste one of his 3 Insidious Chills. So kind of an interesting, he's using that very early on when maybe that could be a play for a game later. But Alex knows his deck way better than anybody else, so he's not afraid of using it early.
There you go, Frost Hex. Thank you. Next.
Yep, Frost Hex on my turn as the attacking player, allegedly, so we're not going to have an Arsenal. Which Craig's probably like, great, I'm only going to attack once per turn anyway, so.
This is the trifecta of everything you want to see as Icelander on your first 2 turns. I've got an Insidious Chill, I've got an E-Pot, and I've given you a Frost Hex.
And now somebody's crushing my brain. Cranial crushing my brain, bro. Oh, I guess cranial is the same thing as brain. I don't think we care about the crush on this, but we still don't want to take too much damage. I think a good way to beat Icelander, I say it every time, 7 or more damage every turn. You
Just
have
do
to
it.
get 2 cards out of their hand, and they leak 2. You do that 8 times, they're down 16 health. You can take a turn off, hope for the best, and hit them hard.
Apparently, all the boys out from Phoenix are staying at Craig's house, so hopefully everyone's feeling okay after this match.
Right.
No,
Craig's
they're
going to give him a glass without Icelander if Alexander wins.
Yeah. It's quiet time now. Everyone go to
Yeah.
sleep.
I've got a big thing tomorrow morning. I got to polish all my AGE medals.
Yeah, Craig not wearing his medal this time. He did wear it last time, but he, didn't win the second one. So maybe he thought the bravado was a bit too much for an Oldham player.
We're cornet peeking, which is kind of the second best thing we can do after having an Arsenal card on our opponent's turn. But I think we should pay attention to the pitch, just in case it becomes important later. There's an Arctic Incarceration blue that I think just went, which that does exist in Vor's list. I'm assuming that is a recent addition instead of like an ice amulet or a hypothermia. I almost said ass amulet. Don't want to use that.
You're not going to have... I guess it's good with Frost-Hex, but I was going to say it's not great against... Ooh, Imperial Warhorn coming out. I was going to say it's not great against Oldham generally, since you're not going to like catch him out where he won't be able to afford to do something because you gave him those frostbites. But what do I know? I don't play old man ice hero.
Imperial Warhorn does not do 7 damage, so now Alex has a full
So
turn.
Alex just won right now.
Yeah, like
No.
it is kind of okay. Imperial Warhorn means one of your Frost Hex is gonna go. So the math gets worse for the Icelander player.
Can't he do his Insidious Chill, or he can destroy one permanent from Alex's side and the Frost Hex?
Only
under
if you're
Craig's?
royal do you get to choose your opponent. So I think
But Alex would still have to destroy one, right?
right. So it's
he would have
energy
to pick
potion or the Insidious
Chill.
Chill.
It's pretty good. I get why this is being run against Icelander. It's a nice... And it seems like they always draw it, They always
Yeah.
draw it real early. I'm just not one of those guys who draws the cards they need when they're useful.
That's why we're
That's why
talking for a living or
That's
something.
why we're up here earning our keep.
We're gonna have a random ice card come down, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember that one.
Polar Ice Blast.
Yeah, Polar Blast. I
Polar.
keep looking at Craig's, thinking it's Alex's, and then
Wow.
Alex is like, it's Craig's.
Why don't I see any wizard cards on this wizard deck?
It's the only Polar Blast of the game that you're gonna see from Alex 4 because he only has one in his list, and it didn't come out of Arsenal, so that's gonna be not what he wants to use his Polar Blast for. He keeps pitching 2 cards instead of 1, which I have not seen an Icelander do in a very long time. So there's something going on with how he's pitching to stack later. I don't want to play Alex 4 on the second way through his list.
Yeah. Looks like Aether Hail and Aether Ice Fane.
Like that's basically my kill card later with a card that'll fuse.
Yeah.
Like that's what that is representing. Craig can see the pitch cards because he's way closer than we are. But I think that's when you're like, okay, I'm winning armories, but why am I not winning AGE championships? I think that's the stuff you got to kind of pay attention to.
Rouse the Ancients, pitching Heart, not gaining any health since he's already at 40, revealing 2 Thunderquakes. Pretty neat.
Alexander Vor says, no one has played this against me in, what is it, Arizona?
Arizona,
So,
the great state of
I
Arizona.
gotta read this card. I think you would probably just use your Warhorn now instead of a Titan's Fist for 4, because 7 is 7. I know 7 plus 4 is 11 and maybe does a little more damage, but you don't want to leak some Frost Hex damage. He wants to be as healthy as possible for as long as possible. If you're wondering how many E-Pots Craig has, it's going to be the full 3.
All 3.
I think that's kind of how he thinks he'll beat Icelander most of the time. Whenever the Frost Hex combo comes down with Ice Eternal, he'll have 3 energy potions by the time that happens, and he'll be able to like do all this to Crown of Seeds and that's how he gets around that. We've seen that before, but it's kind of like, just like the Icelander is setting up, the Oldham has to set that up.
All right, so both those Ether Wildfires go into blocks in this matchup, so no super
will
spice there.
Not
It's just a
return.
red that blocks for 3 right now. And Imperial Warhorn, activate.
Cool. So we're going to get rid of a Frostex. And then which one will my opponent choose?
Which one do you
gonna
think he
think
chooses? Which
about
one
it.
would you choose? I guess I'd choose the E-Pod.
The Epod is kind of your
Insidious.
blanket, but the Insidious Chill is like daggers at your opponent 3 times. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather dagger my opponent 3 times than get 2 tunics at once.
Yeah, it's like 2 resources for me better than denying my opponent 6 resources.
I will say these first 4 or 5 turns could not be going better for Craig after the first 2 turns were the best Alex could do.
Yeah, it was really great to see that Warhorn so early. I think it was very fortunate. He hasn't put on a ton of pressure, but neither has Alexander Vor. He's been setting up a bit, and this will be kind of the first spell he's going to sling at him right now, I think.
There's no fusion. So it's just 5 quote-unquote vanilla spell damage, which I've been using vanilla way too much.
Vanilla is a flavor, and you know what? It's
Yeah.
quite delicious.
I love that Zach keeps looking over at our feature match because he's probably like, I don't really have much control of if I beat Feiyu or not.
Because Feiyu's just doing some Kano stuff, so he's just waiting to find out what's
Dang
happening.
it, Feiyu, why are you ruining my life?
I
Feiyu's
mean,
deep in the tank.
Zach's been doing great.
Uh,
Love to see him in the finals too, but I love Kano. I'm always rooting for Kano. I just know that matchup is rough. So Craig taking 2 damage there.
He did not crown a seed, so he likes the card in his arsenal maybe for an attack here.
And it's been there for a second.
Oh, it's energy potion number 1, which is not 7 damage, but it is blocking stuff later.
So far, Craig does not adhere to the Blake strategy of you must present 7 damage a turn to Icelander. But Craig is
Smart.
not your average Oldham player. He plays it his way, and I've always enjoyed watching it. So Findo's Fighting Spirit coming in, gaining a health.
Yeah.
This card is just good, man. Can we run it in every deck? Should we
Dude.
run it in Uzuri? No.
Bring it in as no. Wait. No. Wait. No, it's a
No,
3.
it's a 3
No,
card.
wait. No,
No.
it's a 3. Dang it.
Let's just build Uzuri Lander. No.
Honestly, I'm gonna shamelessly say
Full Uzuri.
there's an Uzuri somewhere else that's out in this world that's built a good deck. All I'm gonna do tonight from 2 in the morning to 3:30 in the morning is build an Uzuri deck and
Yeah.
say, I guess I'm doing this for the next 3 months. Let's go.
Out there in the Chicago. Is that where it was?
Chicago.
Chicago. There's a 7-0 Lexi, and I think there was like a Uzuri who did really well as well. So.
It's 7-0 Azalea, not Lexi, right? Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's a 7-0 Azalea.
Somebody was like, y'all were talking crap about Azalea. I hope you're eating your words now. And it's like, it was true until yesterday. Azalea did suck. I'm
Yeah.
fine with saying Azalea sucks all day long. Okay, we're remembrancing. This is important. Hey, guess what? I can
Ooh.
remembrance to get this Frostex back. We
I
will do
can
3.
remembrance all by myself, he says.
And Craig's like, well, I've got a yellow card that says remembrance as well.
Remembrance, and I'm going to use it to Warhorn you again.
So this is why you do 7 damage a turn, because the Frostex are coming whether you like it or not.
Yeah. He's working hard for it, though. You know, we're 12 minutes in. Craig's only leaked 2 life. It's gonna be an incremental exchange of stuff and board state until somebody wins. You know, I just defined Flesh and Blood in a really,
Great way.
really dumb way. And he shuffles, and he shuffles. Okay, so where are we at? Whose turn? That was Alex's turn?
Alex 4 is on the experience as well, right?
Is he?
So these guys are teammates. They're living at each other's houses. They're probably like,
They just know what's going on. So do you think Craig knew about Alex's
That's what I'm wondering is like, I talked to you about our list and, oh, my Dory has 3 Oasis. I better get to him. And you're like, my Kano has everything Kano has. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, whoa, dude. I better. Oh no, somebody got kicked off then. Okay, we're hearing from the man in the clouds. There's only 8 people on the experience now for Pro Tour. Oh, so they can draft just 8 people. The Coppola starting the inexperience. Let's go.
That's right.
Okay, so everyone shuffled. Craig did cut. If that comes into play,
Shovel
he has
lasted
no
half
one
the
to blame
round.
but himself.
Dealing himself 4 cards. Here we go. Now we're back to Craig's turn. E-pot
Oh,
number 2.
wow, that's
oh,
not 7.
That's not 7. That
Uh,
hashtag that's not 7.
If Alex pulls out his own Warhorn and blows up the energy potion, I'm a freak.
I don't think he's got it in here, but that would be pretty
No.
fun.
If Rewind didn't give back the action point, take that energy.
Yeah, that'd be really funny. Oh, we'll get rid of that. Oh, wait, what? I didn't read the full card.
I bet Alex is like, bro, I'm not playing Rewind. Like, give it up. It's in my list, but it's not going against
Just there
old
to
man.
troll the commentators. So, Findo's Fighting Spirit. I feel like we just saw this turn, but, you know, Alec, you're right. Alexander Vor is pitching some really interesting stuff to the bottom of his deck. I think he's setting up a really cool
Sigil of Permafrost,
uh,
blue or ice.
and a channel like
So
Frigid.
when that comes back around, he already shuffled his deck. So
Oh,
he
that's
did
right.
shuffle with Remember.
Never mind.
So everything that we said earlier, no bueno anymore.
Done.
But this is a kill thing. If you're not gonna Ice Eternal through Sigil of Permafrost, that's not how that works. But this could be next to a 5 damage spell, all that good stuff. I don't think this is Fatigue Oldham TPS, so I think this is Craig Oldham.
Craig Oldham.
He plays it different.
Yeah, I don't think fatigue is his #1 plan. He does run 5 pummels, which I'll always respect.
Right.
I do remember the days he ran 8. That was a really fun tournament to watch Craig
Just
pummel
murdering
everybody.
people.
I know he pummeled someone for the win in round 4 or 5, which I think contributed to him making the top 8. So Craig likes to pummel, and we like to see him pummel because, you know, we're not on the receiving end up here. So,
Right.
so Titan's Fist getting blocked by the sink below.
Pummel's not going to work against Riptide, though. Buzzsaw Trap.
Buzzsaw Trap.
I played it in the wrong order online, and it was like going to be a perfect block, and it was like, choose a card to discard. I was like, this is not how this works out. Oh, stop playing Talishar immediately. Other than that, it's a good card. Trent really wants us to talk about the Icelander mirror, but we did avoid that today.
Yeah. Good job, us. There was only 2 or 3 Icelanders, so easy to avoid.
Oh, he discarded.
he discarded his
discarded
Titan's
Titan's-
Fist. That's gone.
That's a game
It's an IP
game
penalty.
lost.
Game lost. Yeah.
Yeah. GRV.
Put a permanent that can't be discarded in the graveyard. Then he remembranced it back into his deck. All right. So back to Alexander Vor. Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
Yep. Craig just drawing cards.
They said something very funny. There was a guffaw from Alex. This is a 5 damage spell, but we're putting the other one. No, that's a blue one.
He is very, intentionally not fusing these cards. I think he even has a fuse card in his hand.
When did Connor start cheering for Kansas City Chiefs? What the heck? Connor's mystery man. What the is Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chief hat? Did his stepdad buy him that? The heck? Who's connecting with Connor over football? I don't think I've ever heard him say anything.
Well, we'll figure that out while Craig decides.
Oh, there's
how to
a spell
block.
happening. My bad.
So Crown of Seeds activation. That's going to block one of this 5 here, and then he's got AB3 he can activate. I think that's a blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's got 2 floating. These guys are so good they don't even need to use. Oh, there he goes. Where we're going, we don't need dice. I don't think this will be an hour and a half long, but it's probably going to. Let's say, okay, I'm going to say 57 minutes, Price is Right rules.
Okay.
Closest without going over.
I'll say 57:01.
Ah, Bob.
No. I will give you 10 minutes, and I'll go. This will be 64 minutes.
All right. Put
I'm
your
gonna be wrong.
put
though.
your guesses in the chat. If you get it right, I'll send you Attack Action Podcast playmat.
Dude, we gotta get those out to the people.
Why not? Yeah.
If you want to attack, oh my God, did you see Thomas Briggs yawn in the back like we're not in the semifinals? Jesus.
All right. Titans Fizz coming in, swinging. He's got the Terrace Thunder in there. 43 minutes coming in from Capolo. That seems
That's about right. Who's
pretty
this?
light, but we'll see. We're only almost 20 minutes in. Almost nothing has happened except a lot of exchanges.
From Arsenal and a Cold Snap, which allows us to draw a card. And it's probably one of the best cards you can play from Arsenal if you're going to Waning Moon and block.
It's pretty good.
Which, Craig, I think it's interesting. Craig can block Waning Moon all day long. All day long. Blue
Yeah,
for
I don't
days.
think I think he's kind of fine doing that.
Capolo says those playmates do look sick.
Ooh, thank you. Shout
Here's a
out to
Sigil Permafrost,
nice.
but there's nothing set up to pay this off. So it's literally just a block 4. That's a expensive sink below with ice on it, is basically what that looks like. But I think that's interesting. I would love to talk to Alex of like, I loved Sigil Permafrost when it first came out. I was on that grind. Y'all probably heard about it. But it's like, maybe he's just drawing his deck in the wrong order to really leverage those. But now we're set up with 2 Insidious Chills, so nothing really matters. When we
Yeah.
get the 3rd one out, we're going to be cruising.
I'm curious if he wasn't fusing before to ensure that when he does start fusing, he's like going for the jugular and demanding a lot of resources. Because I think just asking for 2 resources from Oldham is not a lot since they have so
Right.
many resources usually.
I think it's kind of cool that...
Ooh, Glacial Footsteps. Fuse,
Oh,
baby!
this is more than 7. Blake was right. No, I can't say
Hashtag
myself,
Blake
yeah.
was right. He's always right. That's why he's out here.
Is this...
I think it's a blue.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
it's
that
a blue.
says. There's not red ones, so... this is an 8 damage, which is 1 more than 7.
With Dominate, since it was fused.
You could use the fuse card to pummel from Arsenal, and that would absolutely ruin Alex's day if that was true.
Ooh, that's a Craig thing to do. And he would just casually look at your graveyard while he's waiting to pummel and ruin your day.
Right.
Let's see what he's got. If he pummels, we're gonna give a good little shout.
How long
Oh.
is Craig's been playing Glacial Footsteps this whole time
They're just
too?
laughing. They're just having a good time. He's looking over here. What's Craig thinking? Oh, there's no pummel. Okay, he's
Okay.
just gonna take damage.
Let's go.
52 minutes from Trent. All right, we're keeping track of these.
Glacial Footsteps did enough damage to get him into the 20s. Here's Frosthex number 1, the second
Again.
time.
This is number 1, 2.0. It's the same
Yes.
card.
A 2 damage Waning Moon. This would maybe be one that you're like, I don't really care about this if I want to keep myself protected on my attacking turn instead.
Frostex cards are just beautiful cards.
Honestly, that playmat, if they made hundreds of that playmat, I feel like a lot of people would just rock the Frostex playmat.
Yeah,
They made 4 though.
just 4. All right, Craig pitching.
We are
Blocks
blocking
that.
Waning Moon. We are sticking with our high life total and hoping that's not a fuse card from Arsenal.
All right, Gifts getting news in that in our other semifinal, Zachary Wallach has beaten Feiyu. So Dromai sneaking into the
The
finals.
dream is dead.
Yeah, the dream is dead. Kano doesn't. I'm telling you, it's not a good matchup, man. It makes me
Uh-oh.
sad.
Alex 4 putting out the
Says
in stretch
Please
palm
hold. Please hold.
that says, "I'm holding priority, if you'd please."
Well, he has priority right now, so he shouldn't have to hold it since he's being attacked. And priority goes to him. So now he's going to say,
Go for it.
I don't even care about your little Titan's fist.
What are we looking? What are we looking for in graveyards when this happens? Are we wasting time? Not wasting. I don't like that word. Are we kind of like, let's slow this down a bit. I don't want to make any rash decisions. Oh, they're taking advantage of no time limit, says the man in the sky here.
I mean, it's better to have a lot of information, and I think if you regularly check your opponent's graveyard, you know what's in there, rather than if you wait till there's a lot of stuff in there, it's hard to like comb through it. So I don't know. I think just good players tend to look at their opponent's graveyards a lot to make sure that they're not missing anything or getting caught up on something. But even if he did pummel, it's just damage here, so... but yeah, Alexander taking a bit of damage and coming back with a angry professor.
This is a big 4,
My favorite card.
but it's going to be blocked with a blue.
Boom.
Take 1 because you can't do all 4. Emeritus is the target for Sigil of Permafrost as well.
Is it?
Because if you do the math for that, like that's one of the combos. The idea of I'm going to use my energy potions to Storm Striders, Aether Wildfire, after I've already fused a... This is a lot of moving parts, but it's kind of available, unless with a 5... like maybe off of a Cold Snap or something. You can do Aether Wildfire, shoot it through the Sigil of Permafrost with a whatchamacallit, and literally do a bunch of damage with a Frost Axe.
It's like how Alexander Four keeps pausing, Craig. Please hold. Let me think about this. CNC coming
Craig
in.
is doing the Macarena.
He literally is doing
No,
the
no, no, no,
Macarena.
no, no, so buena. No, no, hey, well, hey,
Hey, Macarena. All right. That's not good.
Aye. Connor's like,
Remember that from Bar
Kansas
Mitzvah
City
season.
just won the Super Bowl. Oh, and I'm laughing about this too.
We're just having fun out here, blocking with the brain freeze, and here comes the pummel and
Ooh.
the pain.
Oh, we're just having fun.
Good job, Craig. And here comes the
Oh,
E-Pot.
energy
Ooh,
potion.
psyched you out,
Too
bro.
slow.
Psyched you out. Now you're going to have to discard a card.
There will be a card to discard unless...
You can pitch them all. Looks like you got a red unmovable in there.
I used to do some dumb stuff on Icelander, like, okay, I'm going to break my Storm Striders because I don't want to discard this card. And then you're like, break Storm Striders, do 4 to you. And they're like, okay, so
Sure.
this will resolve and hit you for... It's like, God dang it. Not like this.
It's, you know, Wizard, you do some funny stuff. All right.
What did we discard?
I don't think we've done that yet. He just took damage.
Okay.
Now we're going to...
Because if he throws us unmovable, maybe that's a green light for Craig of like, maybe I should just keep attacking a whole bunch if you don't have an unmovable. There's an unmovable.
There it goes.
Unmovable in an Icelander list, I don't want to say the word insane. I just have never seen that. Literally in all of my life.
They
I've
got
not
a lot
seen
of
that.
blues.
Right.
I mean, it's interesting because it has seemed to me that Icelander has been pretty well favored in this matchup up for the past bit of time. I know it can be back and forth. There's a lot of nuance to it, and I'm not sure if the fatigue version really sits on Icelander, but yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure.
There was a Cornet Peak, which was immediately taken care of with a tuna counter. And now we're on our own turn going to Crown of Seeds, which means I want to see as many cards as I have in my hand because I want to do something gross to my opponent.
What's
I
he
think
gonna
is
do? What's he
interesting.
gonna do?
It looks very bad for Alex in life total, but every time we're sitting with a high-level player like this where it looks bad, I just feel like there's a game plan that we are not smart enough. No, I don't want to say that. We are not aware of. I think there's a third Insidious Chill that's going to come down, and then I don't care how many energy potions you have.
Craig
I'm going
is
to do some gross stuff to you.
flush with energy potions. He's got the full set. And
I wonder if he drew that off the top with the Crown of Seeds. Like, I'm wondering what the Crown of Seeds was there for. Or, like, offensively, Crown of Seeds to do what?
yeah, I mean, maybe he just had a card stuck in there that he couldn't get out on the last cycle. And he just wanted to put another card down to keep that moving along. But
Right.
he's not mad about it because that 3 epots sets him up. And, you know, Alexander Vor's like, oh, look at me. I got a little energy
both
potion.
do
I
it.
got my own energy potion right here.
We know there won't be a third energy potion for Alex because that was warhorned earlier by Craig.
That's right. Wait, did he bring that back? though?
Unless he put it in with Unremembrance.
I think
Do
he
you
did
remember at home?
I think he did remembrance it back. Maybe.
This is called interacting with the audience.
Let's find out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's
Just
go
been
back to
told
the
that
replay.
We have live replay, and we're gonna send it back to Justin. And
So
if
you
it
can-
doesn't replay, it's Justin's fault.
You can see here that Craig and Alexander Vor shop at the same store where they buy the same potions
Mm-hmm.
to keep in their deck. Because, you know, everybody loves to stop in the middle of a fight and chug a potion.
Sheesh. Instant speed chug is sick. I've been there before. You know.
I've done my fair share of shotgunning and beer bongs.
6 damage, Alex.
Just
yeah.
throw up. Oldham tries to chug 3 energy potions and then vomits on the battlefield. Yeah, and Life of the Party comes in. This is the head cannon that I like to live in.
Craig is kind of nailing the timing of these Command and Conquers because Alex 4 has another this only blocks card of a defense reaction called Sink Below. And I think he was obviously when you draw that card, you're like, great, whatever he's going to do, I'm just going to use Sink Below. And then they play the only card, besides Wreck Havoc, of course, where you cannot play defense reactions against this. Craig's kind of like, why is this so easy?
Yeah. It's almost too easy.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier on our drive over here.
I told him exactly how to beat me, and he
Yeah.
won't do it.
I was texting him about it earlier. Evan's laughing. He's combing it over with his hands.
I whispered over his sleeping body and told him the secrets of how to
Yeah.
beat me. But
If I was Craig, I just would have set an alarm and just. Oh, he's blocking. He's blocking.
it says, do it. Pummel
Pummel?
me. Pummel me, baby.
Oh! oh!
Oh!
Sheesh! Point Goblin. I think that was the Point Goblin dance, right?
Yeah.
Let's replay that real quick.
Yeah, bring it.
If you're watching this 3 days from now, just push J on your keyboard twice and then spacebar, and you'll get it again.
Clip it, and we'll get the point goblin
Yeah.
dance. Got him. You love to see
Yeah.
it.
Oh, Sink Below and.
in Arsenal, I think.
Oh my God. That man had a family of defense reactions affected by that. Jeez.
No more. He's been orphaned.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those Sink Belows were gonna go to Julio.
So this is a devastating turn of events for Alexander Vor. He is. I mean, I know you can't count Icelander out because they can do some crazy
Right.
stuff, but Craig is sitting real healthy at 34 with 3 energy potions.
What's interesting about Craig
What is?
is how solid is Craig through 3 months of this stuff, / the whole last 2 years of knowing this person.
Yeah, it's just
Of, like-
always been this way.
Like, everyone else should practice more because it feels like, oh, Craig's taking one of the best wizard players in the world to, like, I hope you have a plan in the next 2 turns because you're going to be screwed if you don't. And I'm feeding you and clothing you and bathing you and giving you a bed all this time of, like,
Tucking
rocking you like a
everyone in,
baby. Yeah.
bedtime stories. You know what I have just realized? We've just set up a training ground for Craig to just get even more powerful. And he's doing it, and he's
Command
like, you
and
know
Conquer
what?
number 3.5. I feel like
have
he's
another
done this
Command
already.
and Conquer. And you know what? He might have another pummel because there's 5 in his deck. Its odds are good.
Dude, he's literally talking to someone on the left side in the zone where you're not supposed to stand. Who is doing that?
Yeah, IP penalty for that person. Alexander going to take a second to think about this. He is being asked the hard questions in this matchup where I feel like generally he wants to be the one asking those tough questions. He wants to get these
Right.
insidious chills off, but he has to respect that the Command and Conquer is coming in. The pummel is a real threat with 2 cards in hand and 1 in arsenal. He can even double pummel.
And I
That
think
would be gross.
maybe Alex is like, you guys, shut up.
Yeah, I've already
I know
won
what
this
I'm
game.
doing. I'm just waiting for my Eisenhower weather vane to come back
I mean,
around.
look at him, man. He just gained a life on this turn.
Jesus.
And here comes the pummel.
Oh! Oh, hey!
Jeez.
Goodness gracious. Dude. This is for California.
Wait, what?
We're tired of getting bossed around by Arizona.
Was that Arctic incarceration in his arsenal?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why didn't he play it before the pummel? I guess it didn't matter.
It maybe matter. Oh, there's one floating, but what are we gonna do? We're going to Waning Moon. Let's reset a little bit here. Is Craig taking damage for the first time in 6 turns? Oh, Craig, you're losing your touch, bud.
He's doomed now. He went down to 31. Sheesh.
Okay, Alex, what can you draw right now to get you out of this mess? He took 6 damage? What happened?
Frost Hex, I believe.
Oh, well, that makes sense. That's how that works.
Waning Moon, Frost Hex. Yeah, Craig is actually bringing a bit of extra spice by wearing the Arcane Games and Events sponsored
He's like,
T-shirt.
I practically work here. I make way more money than all of you guys do every tournament.
He's the only full-time employee at these events.
Dang it. That. Yeah, 10.99, please.
All right, so Alexander's got to feel a little bit better about Craig dipping below 30 finally.
Right.
It always feels like such an incredible difference between above 30 and below 30.
It is. There's a lot of mental things about this game, or maybe I'm just weak in different ways, but
We're all weak.
there's
in different ways.
like when my opponent's still over 30 and we've been playing for 35 minutes, it's like, what have I been doing? I don't get it.
All right, we're so 35 minutes in.
Spinal is more than 7. Here we go.
There we go. Finally, he's listening, and there's
There's no
movable.
pummel ability here. Oh, well, he always has energy potions, so you could have
You could
0
just-
cards in hand and pummel
you
still
just
from.
pummel your face away. Go again, not big deal. Not big deal for Alexander and Icelander.
Not big deal at
Not
all.
big deal. But it looks like he's got unmovable. Was there another sink below in there too? And there he goes. He's going to pitch his Ice
Cool.
Eternal.
So
Pretty cool.
that's both unmovables. One was blown up by a pummel off of a Command and Conquer, and this one's going to block most of a Spinal.
All right. Alex tipping to 12. This is dangerous territory. We might be having an Oldham.
Energy potion number 3. We did Remembrance it back in. You were right at home.
I was right here.
Yes, great job.
Good job, me. Okay.
Craig has not played his Remembrance yet.
But when he does, it will be a remembrance to be remembered.
Yeah. As soon as they put Remembrance for defense reactions or attack reactions, I'm out of here.
Unless it's an assassin-only card.
Craig can play 12 pummels now. Get me out of here for sure.
No,
They make a card that pitches 4. I'm out of here.
They're going to make like an assassin pouch that you can put around your equipment zone that allows you to break it and grab 3 more attack reactions from the graveyard and put them on top of your deck.
Nice.
All right, so he brought that Ether Wildfire back just to block with it one more time.
Yes.
I'm very curious if that's something he's actually looking to pop off and use to win the game. Maybe it's like situational, could be good if it happens. But he did go out of his way to bring it back, but has now blocked with it
We
again.
blocked 7 of 8. It's interesting that we use the Iron Rock Gauntlet for not a breakpoint, but I guess he's like, if I get Terra Sundered, I get a Terra Sundered.
Ooh, and here
On
we go.
cue!
Craig's got the remembrance of things past, and those things are Imperial Warhorn
Yep.
and
Command
Conquer.
number. He's literally laughing at his
And-
face while he does it.
And
And
Command and Conquer. Oh,
Ooh,
rouse the ancient. Nice. He's like, I'm going to go wide, mess up your board state, and destroy your arsenal. Pummel.
And if you heard a dull roar in the back of the broadcast, that's Simi Valley going.
Craig. Yeah. Shouting out the name of their firstborn son, the one, the only, the scourge of Pasadena. His name's Craig Pollock.
Good for Craig.
But I guess at this point he's defending Pasadena from the outside invaders from Phoenix.
Yeah. He's our kaiju or whatever.
He is very tall.
In
like normal
Remembrance,
tall.
did he also do something else this turn? Did he Titan's Fist or something? We're still on his turn right now?
I think he's this is the turn he spinaled, right?
Oh, okay. In instant speed after I spinaled, I would like to do this. Got
Or
it.
he disabled. He did he attacked and then he remembranced.
Got it.
It's so
Trying
funny.
to
The
reset
board state
for the
here is
last
so
30 minutes of this. Yeah.
it's so similar just because they both have like 2 blue ice cards and 3 energy potions. Like, look, Icelander just wants to share her stuff with you. Why won't you just let her share her cool things with you?
Oh,
She got
wow.
these really nice cards, and she's just
Alex-
going to leave them at your house.
Alex chooses to shuffle Craig's deck.
That-
Bad juju on that. That
No,
I
dude,
feel like
that's professional. You shuffle your opponent's deck in the Pro Tour. I've heard.
minus karma points. I feel like
You should do that, especially.
I did not wash my hands good after that quesadilla. If I shuffle someone's deck,
You had a quesadilla?
well, I'm gonna eat later too. But
Where
yeah,
did you get a quesadilla from?
Tony's next to Subway. It's down a little further than we've ever been before. That's why I was so
Oh.
late. But oops.
I could really go for some of that Cluck to Go Hainan chicken.
Wounded Bull is going to be a 8 damage attack because he's under life of Craig. What he's
Yep.
going to do with this is do 8 damage and then try to spell afterwards to have a 15 damage swing. That's what you've heard every single time you've seen this card played, right?
Is that what happens?
8 damage physical,
Yep.
then block, block, block. As you attack, I'm going to instantly play the card from my arsenal. If it's a spell, let's add 8 plus 4. If it's Emeritus, which is our best spell, which is 12. And then let's go ahead and Waning Moon you for 3 more. 12 plus 3 is 15. I did 15 before you did any to me,
But he has to do that over 2 turns.
which is pretty good. But it's 1 turn in between his opponent's attacks. He's doing 15 before the opponent does anything.
I understand how this works.
That's crazy. He's blocking with the Command and Conquer. He put back in?
Oh no, he just remembered
No.
it.
Not like this. I haven't seen that movie in a while. That was a good movie.
Shout out to The Matrix, 20 years old. Still a good movie. Shout out to The Matrix we
Yeah.
live in. Titan's Fist is coming in.
Yeah, we'll get right back to commentating. Sorry, Matrix people. There's a lot of blue on his cards. I'm thinking some of those are ice. Honestly, what sucks about these heroes is as soon as you got your game plan going, one of them drops Channel Lake Frigid and just basically, like, I don't like saying the word time walks because that's from a different game, but it basically eliminates what you were trying to do for a whole 2 turns, and then as you're trying to get back in and you're climbing up the stairs with ice on them, you're just going to fall on your ass.
Oh, no.
So it's like, who's going to put the Channel Lake Frigid down first?
Put it in the chat. Who's putting the Channel Lake Frigid
Yeah.
down first? Is it Craig?
Is
Is
it-
it Alexander
is it-
Vore?
Alexander Vore's full name, if you're going to vote for Alexander Vore, or Craig Pollock's full name, if you're going to vote for
Hit us
Oldham,
up
the
on
Scourge of
Twitter.
Eternity.
Does he have a Channel Lake Frigid in his hand?
It's coming. Alexander Ford is gonna do the thing where it's like, I'm gonna Channel Lake Frigid, and then Craig's gonna have a decision of, if I don't do these instantly, these
Sigil of
energy potions aren't gonna
Permafrost.
work out for me. Sigil of Permafrost. Are we gonna have our first fusion of the game?
All right, so we hit 43 minutes. Capolo out of the running.
Dang. Oh, they spend 2 minutes. You gotta think about shuffling times, Capolo.
Yeah,
Get your head in the game.
yeah. You know, it's you gotta it's like when you're doing a bid on a job. You multiply it
You're
by 2 and then
fusing.
add $200.
We are fusing. So this is going to be a gross damage turn with Frostex multiplying all the frostbites he has.
He fused that sigil. Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
So he has an ice card in his hand. He used the other 2 sigil permafrost very early. But this is now, I would assume, late game, at least for Alex. Because I think this could be one of those times where you're just like, we blinked and Craig lost. And it's because Alex is like, I know you guys have been laughing and stuff, but I'm a stone cold killer. And you've been underestimating this insidious chill over here.
So whatever you do, don't blink. Actually,
Yeah,
Capolo, I'm
I've
sorry. Price is
literally
Right
started
rules
staring,
is
yeah.
closest without going over. Actually, no, you're right. You're right. You're not over. I'm confused.
We're going to move the goalposts.
I'm gonna edit myself out of this video and
Frostex number 3 is going to make a frostbite because it's an ice card played. Do you have a response? He's doing the dance of hold priority, hold priority.
and now he's going to.
Waning Moon would go through the Sigil Permafrost.
Does
That
he get buffed by
Insidious
sigil?
Chill resolves. It doesn't buff, but it gives him 3 extra frostbites.
Oh,
4 frostbites times 3 would be 12 damage. Not out of nowhere. Definitely telegraphed and televised, but
he's got all those energy potions.
it's like, do you want to block this, or do you want to wait until I Ice Eternal next time? Because your get out of jail free card doesn't work if I permafrost another time. Like, if I'm going all in on 1 Ice Eternal, you get out of jail, Craig. But if I split it up into 2, you don't get out of jail twice for free. You don't have 6 energy potions, bucko.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Which, if you know Alex Ford, that is what he talks like. We're going to take an Arcane. Okay, he didn't do what I said, so not 12 damage out of nowhere. Is it not Waning Moon through, is it? I need to pay attention. Is Sigil Permafrost only attack actions, or is it
This is the
any
next time
arcane?
you deal arcane damage. We'll hear
Okay,
it.
so we're paying attention.
I didn't blink.
This is all old stuff. Craig is 24 and healthy if you're listening to the radio and not able to watch.
He's 24 years old?
24
Oh, he's
health.
24 health.
Yeah. We're looking at graveyards. Capolo's like, gosh dang it, tick tock, tick tock. Stop looking through graveyards.
Just go. You know what's in there. All right. Coming up on
We got a
Craig's turn. Is it Craig's turn?
non-attack for Moon, but he could have mooned after Hex. That's what I'm talking about, Pitch Tech. He was like, I'd rather have an Arsenal card, or because that was Craig's turn, so Craig is now also on his new turn, because I think Vord just Put a tunic counter, put a card in arsenal, and pass is what happened if Vor has 4 cards in hand. He said, I have heartburn? Oh my god. If only heartburn got rid of a frost hex, am I right?
I mean, in real life it does.
On Thursday night when we were opening our case for the first time, somebody brought pizza. I had one bite of the pizza, immediate heartburn.
Oh, man.
I was like, what is this?
It's called getting older.
Yeah, Domino's.
Shout out to Domino's.
Uh,
Sorry, don't order from Domino's.
Actually, not shout out to Domino's.
Oh, shout
Did
out
not
to
pay us.
Arcane Games and Events,
Yeah.
pizza delivery service.
Let's go to our sponsors page.
Shout
All
out
right,
to the
that's
Attack
it.
Action Podcast. They're
Sponsored by Collin and Blake.
permanently loaning themselves,
Yeah.
me to them for
You've
this.
heard of min-max games? Well, now switch to AGE games, where we're a gumption education, or what AGE things could we say that makes sense? A gangster every time.
That's my favorite now. Still waiting to find out whose turn it is. That's right.
Yeah. Angela Gassett. I guess there's got to be an E after that. Oops.
Angela Gassett. She's gas.
Okay, the reason why we're saying other stuff is because this isn't going to resolve for another 4 minutes. And if you think we're wasting time, we are. We're doing that. We're doing that. This is the longest game of the day. And it's because there's
Yeah.
$100 to whoever figures out this puzzle is going to come their way.
We've gemmed our way through avoiding the Oldham Icelander matches
Here we
today.
are.
But we couldn't avoid it always.
Uh,
Here we go.
Okay,
Pitching the
we're
heart,
pitching.
pitching the cranial crush, coming in with the choke slam. Choke slam.
Is that 7 or higher? I feel like that's a 6. It's not enough.
I think it's a blue,
6 only does
but he could have a pummel. Maybe it's a pummel.
2 floating.
He's got 2 floating. He's also got a tunic resources and 6 energy pots resources. What's he
I
gonna
wonder if
do?
Alex is like, I can't wait to go play next weekend as long as they don't play Craig in the top 4 final. like what do people who they know they can take down tournaments, what do they say when they get excited for tournaments? Because me, I'm like, I hope I go like 3-2.
Yeah.
Everyone
I hope I win more than I lose. Would be great.
Because I do like the insight we get when we ask people 4 questions a month, and they're like, yeah, Jesus. I mean, in Vegas, they don't let you go to the bathroom during rounds, but
No,
I'm
that's
sure
for
if
that
Craig
BS
said,
Saga game.
hey, man, I have to go, not number 1, but in the middle of the finals, we'd be like, you have a 10-minute timer.
I have a note from my doctor that says I have to go to the bathroom whenever I have to go.
That would be sick if you brought a note from your doctor to
All right.
Colleen Auckland.
Finally, going to block. Blocks for 6. No
It's
damage.
not
leaked
enough. You got to
through.
do 7 or more, Craig.
Gotta do 7 or more. That's what Blake says. And hashtag Blake was right.
We got kids screaming downstairs. That's got to come into play.
Oh,
51 minutes
is
of
it the
concentration.
chess kids
broken
or are they
innings.
the miniature Warhammer kids? Because those are different crowds. And I don't want to mess with those chess kids. They're intense.
Somebody earlier was passed out on the couch with their face fully pressed into the pillow. And I was like, these people are tired of chess down here, man.
It's
It's crazy.
It's a tough game, you know?
There's the Channel Lake Frigid.
All right, you said it. Whoever gets it out first
Is going to have a bit of an advantage.
Gonna
moving
have a
into the
slight
final
advantage.
stages of the thing.
All right, we're coming up on 52 minutes.
Yeah, Coppola loses in 10, 9, 5.
It was a good guess. It looked like we were moving towards
2.
this, but I'm afraid that the pitch stack might be right, and we're going to be here for another 40 minutes while they decide how to eke out this last damage.
Sheesh. Dude, all these people coming up here like, what I would have did, this game wouldn't have lasted this long if I was playing. I would have lost 15 minutes ago. I think that's a funny thing too. Of like, if you ever see these 2 people playing, it'd be like go check their banish zone to see if there's a remembrance in there or not. If not, just go eat first and come back. There's another Channel Lake Frigid in Alexander Vor's hand.
Oh, no.
So we could chain these together, save them for later. How many cards are in Alexander Vor's deck right now? Under 20? For sure, probably, right? Because I think Craig's probably chilling at like 25, 30. But
Yeah.
4 has been blocking.
4 has been blocking. His graveyard looks deep.
No.
Craig looks like he's got a healthy deck.
4 is also more than 3, so 4s are going to get a point of damage every once in a while.
4 is more than 3. That's how math works.
What did he do with the Arctic Incarceration? He just
I
discarded
think he just played it.
Oh, he played it.
And
That
like
makes sense.
like
I
a
thought he just discarded. I was like, dang, pummel out of nowhere.
follows the rules, non-attack actions get played, and they go to the discard.
So 2 times 3 is 6 damage off of an Arctic Incarceration in the late game is gross.
So it seems like Alexander Ford's got about 10 to 15 cards, maybe, somewhere in there, and Craig has much more than that.
He's going to block 3 of the 6 damage coming from Frost Texas.
Interesting.
So he's down to 21.
Do you think he should have activated his tunic to just break all of those frostbites and not take any damage there?
I think he wants to save that play for the Ice Eternal when it
Eternal.
happens. But right idea
Wrong time.
coming next. Coming soon.
All right, so Alex eking down to 10. Craig holding firm just above 20.
So if he's at 15 cards, now he's down to 15, 4 in hand, 11 in deck. Let's just say that's kind of where we're at. So these next 3 turns are going to be pretty much you
All
win or you
Ice
lose.
Eternals.
And it's going to be these next 3 turns are going to take like 7 minutes each.
Who's Craig talking to? Treading the game.
Zachary Wallach.
Everybody's watching.
They're having so much fun, and we're up here working. They're dancing.
You know, maybe he's
Oh my
saying,
God. What was that
what if we
gyration?
did the Macarena when we get home tonight? And he's like, that's a good idea. Yeah, we got an Ice Eternal in hand.
Oh, some super funny thing. Man, I wish they would take this game more seriously. That's not something
No,
I'm
we're-
going to say.
We're glad they're all having fun. I just wish I knew what was so funny.
We're all having fun. Ain't that the way?
We're going to get our table spotter to explain the joke to us momentarily. I guess the joke was Peter asked Alexander Vor if we could just leave already. And that's fair, you know? Way to cut the tension. Thanks, Peter.
I don't know what pitch stack is talking about. Of LMAO, I call it like I see it. I wonder if he's saying.
No, it's because I
Fatigue
said it was going
Oldham?
to be an hour and a half long.
Oh.
It's
not-
good.
I don't think it's Fatigue Oldham. It's I want to guarantee I beat Icelander instead of getting blown up.
Yeah, he's not necessarily fatiguing. Well, I don't know. At that point, you kind of have to weather the storm, and that almost ekes out to the same
It's-
thing. But
Staying alive, like, do you fatigue the cold weather when you put a jacket on, or do you just I put a jacket on?
I mean, when I put on a jacket, I think to myself, I will fatigue this cold weather
Oh
away
yeah,
from
dog.
me. No blocks. He's gonna take it. Taking 4 to the face.
Down to 6, 7,
Yeah. Okay.
6.
6.
So Alex has probably got something behind door number 2, 3, 4, and 5 right now.
What's it gonna be? Blake, you totally got me. 57:01. Now we're in Blake winning territory.
Oh, you got it for like the next 13 minutes or 7 minutes or
No,
something.
you said 57 in 1 second.
Oh, I switched to an hour and 4 or something. I
Oh,
thought
you
I was
did?
gonna lose, but
Oh.
looks like I'm hashtag
Hashtag Blake was right.
Jai ho. Jai. That's what goes through my head when somebody's trying to block or whatever. This is why I stopped playing Icelander, is because every single game you play goes to the absolute last minute.
Looks like not a single new card in either of these decks.
But
Unfortunately.
Kiwi Stalker, this is not what you think it is. This is Janklander. There to punish the people that are ready to play against Michael Hamelander.
Michael Hamilton. It is still pretty similar. It's not like wildly different.
Right.
I mean, but he's got his own little spin on it. Seems to be working for him today.
I was about to make a joke of like, they should just shake hands and put all 3 energy potions into play, like when they start the game, because that's what's gonna happen anyway. But I guess that is like, when I'm putting an energy potion down, it's like you have to do damage to me when I have energy potion in hand. Like that's how you're gonna get ahead here. We got people infiltrating the upstairs space. What's going on?
The do not enter sign does not work as well as you would
Yeah.
hope. All right, so Alexander 4 probably has an Icy Turtle coming up. I got to assume that this is
Right.
what he's trying to do. I mean, of course that's what he's trying to do, but does he have it? I don't know if he's blocked with any. Should ask Craig how many are in his. Oh, here we go.
Okay, so boom.
Any
He's
response?
doing the whole
Any
pass
response?
pass priority. I have 6 floating now. That's 2 Samo Bernies, 2 Aiden Kanuskis, and 2 Jacobs.
Ooh,
For people paying attention.
Eisenhower Weather.
Oh my goodness, it was
Weathervane.
Eisenhower Weathervane. That's the combo of I'm saving my entire game life on this. The red one is going to make 3 extra frostbites. 3 extra frostbites without
4
you
frostbites.
4 frostbites.
That equals 12 damage.
12 damage off of
frosted.
1 card. Ice Eternal is going to do what Ice Eternal does, which is already gross. That means there could be 8 frostbites with initial 4 Arcane. 4 Arcane plus 8 frostbites times 3 is goodbye. I was always in control. I was just waiting until I got my Aether Howl Weathervane thing. Because guess what? There's also a channel like Frigid up. So you can't energy potion and get around this. He's explaining this right now to Craig too, where he's like, what the heck? Evan is
Hashtag
like, oh,
4
here's
was
another
right.
deck that I can do whatever the hell I want, and my opponent can't block it out. He's like, gonna build this tomorrow. He's like, probably gonna come grab the deck list right now. Craig is screwed right now.
It's not a great spot.
Because this is a absolute dumpster of damage right now.
So he gets. Okay, so on Fuse is when he gets the Weathervane frostbites, and then the Fuse from Ice Eternal happens.
So
Insidious
what-
Chills. Proc
What
off.
he has right now is the thought process of Insidious Chill is going to resolve twice, and then we're going to do all this baloney. And I'm hoping, as Alexander 4, I'm hoping my opponent doesn't have 4 blues. Craig absolutely has to have 4 blues, or it's just over. Because he's gonna have to pitch for Insidious Chill, which is 4. And then to survive, he's got to pay 1 for each energy potion. Each time he uses an energy potion, it gets him 2 back, so it's a +1 if he uses it. I think that's how that math could work. And then he's going to try to be able to use his Tunic to get around the 8 damage times 3 of 24 damage from Frostex. This is very hard math, even for someone who's done this regularly against Icelander.
Yeah, but Channel Lake Frigid is still there too.
Right.
So
Everything costs 1 more.
everything bad.
Right.
It all bad.
Craig does have a Tunic. Just a blue works. I don't think it's that. It's 8 frostbites, Fabtcg. So
What did he pitch into the Ice Eternal though?
yeah, that 8 dice in the middle is frostbite. So yeah, Channel Lake friendship of it's my turn. I'm gonna ruin you anyway. This is honestly, if Alexander Vor could do this to any hero in the game, it's over. Like, Craig is like the only one who lasts for the hour and 2 minutes first. Like, thank God there's timed rounds, so Alexander Vor can't do this to everyone that walks up to him. But this is a gross combo. I think, oh my God, what is it? Aetherwind Eisenfowl or whatever the heck.
Eisenhower Weather.
Eisenhower Weathervane was always a card. Like, day one, people were like, what can we do without an Icelander? And because it was from her set, it wasn't for Lexi, it wasn't for Oldham. It was designed where we're dropping this with Icelander. It was always like, well, blue from Arsenal doesn't really work because you need to do something else. So it would be with your boot target. So the blue one's never been in thing. Red one, you can't Storm Striders because it's an ice card. So Ice and How Weathervane combos can only work on your turn. It has go again, so it's not something crazy where you have to like Storm Strider's a blue or something stupid. But this is a combo that maybe somebody thought of in August and was like, it's way too expensive. There's no way we can do this.
Yeah, I remember people talking about Eisenhower Weathervane for a bit.
Right.
I think after Michael Hamilton, I think it was pre-Michael Hamilton, and then after him, things changed and people kind of fell in line there. But I definitely see the power of that. And yeah, so he cracked all his E-pots, pitched a blue, so that's 8 or 9 on the.
We're pitching a blue to play an energy potion. So he's going to put dice over to represent how much pitch he has. He has to get to above 8 to be able to use his tunic, or he dies. I don't think there's a chance he gets above 8 pitch-wise unless he dumps 4 blues, but the blues are going to be taken up by the Insidious Chill. This is like a dream you have when you're like trying to theorycraft Icelander of, could I do this? And everyone goes, it's impossible to have an earth card, an ice card, and a lightning card in your hand every turn. It's like, no, if you build your deck around this and you put every point of damage and every point of block into setting this up, this is an unbeatable combo that we could pretend is overpowered, but Alex has been doing everything to stay alive to get to the points where he could do this. This is super impressive. I think what's funny for Craig is like, he can't really go, why is this happening to me when he is clearly the one to beat in the room? This is what it's going to take to beat the one who's clearly the one to beat. And I hope everybody that's watching this around them is like, this is super cool, instead of going like, wow, an unbeatable combo, like what are we got to nerf this. This is sick, is what I'm trying to say.
This is a really great build-up. We saw Alexander Vor, pitch and craft, save his Insidious Chills. He intentionally did not fuse so that he would have this for when he needed it.
Right.
And then he made sure, he's down to a very slim deck, so he made sure he kept the cards he needed to have this combo and, be able to draw up into it and just go for it.
Craig wants to bend the Eisenhower Weathervane. I think what's interesting, there's only one Weathervane too, so it's all in.
Yeah.
And if you get like Terra Sundered and you have to get rid of the Weathervane, it's like, I guess I'm going to Remembrance that back end as one of my 3 targets. But like, Channel Lake Frigid is there. 2 Insidious Chills are there. My 1 of copy thing, and then another 1 of copy. All 3 energy potions. This is 1, 2, 3. I'm going to count on my fingers here for everybody at home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if it's 8. We'll say 7 card combo, where it's kind of like, oh, this feels unbeatable. It's a 7 card combo that you have to be doing more than 6 damage a turn to get Alex off of that. And maybe some bigger damage decks than Oldham can do that.
All right, so
Now it's 4
Eisenhower resolves. That's from the Weathervane. So when you fuse, it creates the 4.
Cool.
And now we're going to be doing the Ice Eternal resolution. So he fused. That's coming in for 8.
I could be explaining parts of this not exactly correct as well. I'm not going to pretend I know exactly, because this is the first time I'm seeing this as well.
I think he was showing he pitched 8 into it, so it should be coming in for 4, right? And then 4 frostbite.
Or more frostbite for a total of 8 frostbites.
Yeah.
So the 8 frostbites were kind of shown, and now we're just doing the bit by bit version of this. Can Craig get 9 pitch into his pitch zone while Insidious Chill took a couple cards? Is the answer to that yes? There's nothing else he can do. We're going to Tunic. Break my Tunic to do what, Craig?
He's got to break those frostbite.
Right. Tunic's going to cost 1 because of Channeling Frigid.
Tunic's going to cost 5 because of channeling frigid.
Our timer doesn't even go to how long this thing took. Yeah, I guess I just...
It loops around, so we're at an hour and almost 9 minutes. It has gotten very intricate where we're at right now, and we can see Craig working hard in his brain space. He's up in the Mind Palace trying to figure out, can I get out of this? I feel like he is on the right track. If he can deal with like most or like half of these frostbites, if he takes 12, he's in a not a great spot. But again, Alexander Vore doesn't have a ton of cards left, so it is likely he can do another Ice Eternal on
I think he probably
Craig's
has...
turn.
He probably has one more red Aether Ice Vein
No, he's only got 1.
for his... He's got...
Oh, Ice Vein.
Red.
Sorry, I thought you meant Weather Vein. There's too many veins.
So 3... One Aether Ice Vein red could potentially be in that deck still to use the Storm Strider target. Because the fact that he hasn't used Storm Strider, I think there's... Maybe this is the first part of the plan where, okay, if Craig survives this, we're going to do this next turn.
Yeah.
Like, Craig is not going to be able to survive this and do 6 damage to Alex before he gets another full cards of hand, whatever makes sense with that thing. Full hand of cards.
This could cost Craig all his cards, and then Alexander Vore can do this again, basically.
I do think Craig is dead, but I think he's literally trying to think of every single thing, and maybe there's some people talking, so we're trying
he
to
will live
extra
on
think.
in our memories forever. Because Goonies never die.
Because if there was a single red in his hand, he probably would have offered the fist bump already. But maybe he does have the 4 blues that were needed to even dream of getting out of this.
I don't think Craig's the type of player who will offer up a fist bump until he's really made sure. Like he's gonna do the math and not leave it up to chance. I feel like some people are a little bit they're just like, oh, I've lost, and it's like, well, did you technically lose or did you just get down really low?
The other thing I guess I've never thought about, because I haven't ever used Crown of Seeds like this, is there a way that instead of using the Tunic as a 1 cost, I guess you don't want to Tunic for 2, or Crown of Seeds for 2 is a little even more. Okay, we are touching our Tunic counter, so something happened to do this.
He had 1 floating, he pitched a blue, he's going to get his Tunic. Now priority will go back to Alexander Vore, who could be able to Waning Boon, which he will right now.
So does Craig not have any Frostbites anymore, and I just made a big
He has 4
soliloquy of
coming in
nothing?
from Ice Eternal. So those first 4 were from Eisenhell. We're still waiting for Ice Eternal to resolve.
Okay.
So he broke those 4 so he could break, because he wasn't going to be able to break the 8.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
Yeah, and is there anything he can do
This is just going to be damage.
that breaks the other 4?
So 4 times 4 would be 16, and Craig would be at 3.
If he's got a card that pitches for 4, he'll be able to Crown of Seeds.
Yeah, no thank you. That's
Although I guess technically right now he could. Oh no, Crown of Seeds cost 2 because of stupid Channel Lake Frigid. Man,
Channel Lake Frigid is literally a second person helping Alexander think through this.
Oh.
Oasis.
It costs 2.
What an interesting development. Bro. Oasis the Arcane.
But he
But
still
the
gets
Oasis
the
happens
frostbite.
first, so the Frostbite still happen. No wonder he was thinking about this for a long time.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't get the window the way he needs it to break. That's crazy, because he can take care of the 4 Arcane, but he can't. Because can you target a thing of damage after it's already resolved? I don't know how that works. This is why you gotta like read 65 pages of judge stuff so you can know these deep, intricate lines.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to blood rush Bellows and get out of here.
So, if Ice Eternal Fuse deal arcane damage that equal the number of frostbites they control.
So 4 frostbites and 4 arcane is like.
Okay,
kind
creates
of
the
almost-
frostbites. So does he play the? Okay, so I think he, in response to the frostbites being created, he plays as the Oasis to block the frostbite.
Storm Striders,
He's gonna do it again.
Ice Eternal. Ice Eternal. How many cards does? Oh no, he's just showing you like here's what's gonna happen next turn. Here's what's. I
It
think-
was Alexander Vor's turn, I think, because Craig pitched all his cards.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
he
We had advanced the turn thing.
So there we
Got
go.
some animation
Not
from
quite
Alex.
an hour and a half, but
I think I
pretty-
won. Yeah, I
pretty
won. I won the
close.
attack action mat.
I'll give it to you. I'll gladly give
Let's
you.
go. Craig goes down.
Craig goes down. No second medal for him. This is what we're playing for on top of a bunch of money.
This is
Money,
either Alexander
please.
Vors
Money,
after
please.
2 grueling matches in a row to win it, or Zach gets to see a Alexander Vor that's fatigued. and
Fatigued.
just Dragon.
Dragon. Dragon.
How many Thamais are in? No shot. There's a Thamai in there.
How many Thamais? How many Thamais?
Dude.
Let me look at. Let me get my thing.
Zach Warlock?
No Thamais.
Oh, you came to the wrong What is it? Saloon.
You came to the wrong saloon, Buckaroo.
Grudge.
What they're playing for, we got money for them. We got open points.
Right.
This is what we're here for. If you didn't know, AGE Open, this is a series of 1K events leading up to an end of the year event for the top 8, top 16.
Top 16 are going to get invited.
That wasn't my question. All right, we're having a separate
Top
conversation on this thing.
16
I
are
think it's
gonna
top
be
16 will be
invited
invited
to-
to the AGE final year event for the cool kids who do
Right.
really well. And
Got Connor up here.
That
Connor
was-
said, "Go Kansas," and he's shaking his head like that was the hardest match he's ever had to judge in his life.
all right, so if we take a look at our top 8, we've got Zachary Wallach and Alexander Vor.
The 1
coming
versus
in.
the 3, just like we drew it up.
Keep hitting the wrong button. They're not even there. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with our final match. Dromai, Icelander, you here
No
for
Thamai.
it. You love it. No Thamai. You know what? You don't
What?
need it. You just win the game.
There's a Tomotai getting rewinded in about 20 minutes. Bye.
Invoke Okay, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the final AGE March Open. Let's take a look at our top 8. Like we just said, Alexander Vorg, #1 seed, making it all the way to the finals, Juan Icelander, and then in #3 spot, Zachary Wallach in Dromai. Both these players have done really well today. Very excited to see that in just a minute.
Wait, does that mean Alex hasn't lost a game all day? We got our
Maybe. Was
second-
he undefeated? I think he was undefeated in Swiss, so yes.
So we got our second chance at, or 2 in a row of perfect Icelander, but Zach is the wall.
He saw John Zapata do it and said, I could do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe he can. Just so you know, this is a monthly event out here in Southern California, open to everybody. Our next one is going to be April 15th down there at Collector Legion. Great store, friend of the show, friend of us. And we're excited to be joining them, putting on the April AGE Open on April 15th. If you'd like to join, check out age.events. Tickets will be available tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that.
And even if you have 0 points, there's 4 more events left. You could literally Craig your way through those and be the top point performer still. And deck lists, they're going to show up probably by Tuesday, maybe even tomorrow. Who knows on that one? I think I'm most excited for the 15th of April because that'll be right before Pro Tour.
Ooh, yes, that's
We'll
right.
be knee deep in some new decks.
We should have a whole new meta out there and will be a great testing ground for a lot of these players who will be going out to Baltimore. Also, decklist should be up this week at decklists.age.events, I believe. Yep, that is correct. I didn't just make that up. It's that easy over here at AGE. It just makes sense. So, yeah, we should be getting ready for the next match. We'll be ready to go. Let's hop right in.
We're
Like
just
we
going to
said,
breathe for a little bit. We got Zach Wallach.
Dro Mommy
was
versus
number
Ice Mommy.
16
Let's
in
go.
the worlds. I was number 16 I was literally number 16 at the Collector Legion ProQuest.
Nice.
So we have that in common.
I was 16 out of 16 somewhere at one time previously.
Oh, something's going on with our
Clock is
clock,
double layered,
yeah.
counting down and up,
We'll get that fixed.
just to get a little bit of timey-wimey on you.
So
But
Janklander versus Jank Romai.
I think it's just regular Dromai, but you know, you can call it what you want.
I think I think a storyline that I enjoy is
What is it?
the 0 respect for Dromai as a deck because we haven't had a Dromai win much of anything. Like maybe there was somebody that won a ProQuest, but they don't really show up to other things.
Yeah, recently Mara, the alt,
There's no win. No win.
the alt
Top
art
4, top
creator,
Right.
did you said top 4? She top 4'd with Dromai, so she's respectable. I think she's a difficult deck to pilot. She has to account for various game plans into the different heroes,
Right.
and I think especially with the amount of aggro that's been out there, it's been hard for her. But I think she's going to be a force to be reckoned with in this upcoming meta. Apparently, Zach is not a huge fan of the Redliner version, which I find hard to believe given he has 56 reds, but I think that's just how the deck is
Yeah.
built. I think hers is probably more along the lines of doing more attack actions rather than the invocations, so that makes sense there. Getting shuffled up. Alexander really likes to shuffle his opponent's deck. We know that. We saw that, good 10 minutes of last round watching Alexander
Just talking crap.
shuffle. Apparently he's
get
a
him
bit of a
marinated.
chatty Cathy as well, but that's fine. We like to keep it light. We like to have fun. This is a game after all, Blake. Do you remember that?
Right. And if you're paying attention, oh, wrong button. If you're paying attention, we do have 1-1 in the finals of handwritten, and printed out.
That's right. We'll see who
So
wins.
we will decide
Handwritten.
the side thing. Let's let
Or
them breathe a
printed
little
out.
bit again one more time, I
Breathe
like the hands.
Breathe out.
Maybe that's what he's doing when he put his hand out against Craig, is trying to be Icelander Stormbind a little bit.
Reminds me of the Attack Action Podcast Frozen Token, which is
Right.
a frozen hand sadly behind some ice.
Right.
And if you get the playmat in our next giveaway, which we'll make up at some point,
Yeah.
Blake just won the last one. Sorry, I should have said commentators
I
can't
actually
win, but
do need a mat. I'm low right now.
are you really? Great.
Yeah, I only have
got
15.
I got one for you. I got extras. We'll be giving them out the next
Yeah.
couple events. Shout out to Eleanor Patera, who the artist from the Prism Auras. Which ones were those? The
Otarath and all that stuff?
Odarath, all those ones that look super
Ooh.
sweet. We had her draw up a card for us, and it's really cool.
As soon as Dromai gets an Odarath for her dragons, goodbye to the rest of the field.
Didn't that basically burn them all?
Well, no, but like
Oh,
one
if it
more
deals- yeah, it
physical
deals
damage
damage
for each
after-
dragon. Get me out of here. Blizzard pitch. So we're gonna show that there's a blizzard.
Oh yeah, Blizzard Pitch, Polar Blast revealed, Ether Ice Fane. Give me your cards. So
AB?
if you pay 2 for Ether Ice Fane, does that, if they're reds, does that activate Dromai's ability? I think it does. Paying 2 for Ether Ice Fane, does that create Ash? Yeah, it does. So that actually seems like a pretty good deal for Zach there. He's like, sure, let me build up some Ash.
Right.
That's what I want to do. Thank you.
I think we need to look up a card because I haven't seen this in a while. We got Silent Stilettos instead of Mage Master Boots.
Silent Stilettos allows you to pay 3 when a dragon, I think, is popped, and you get an action point back.
So Silent Stilettos does not work. Okay, don't even think. I was going to say Ghostly Touch like an idiot, but we're not even using Ghostly Touch.
Yeah, whenever an attacking ally you control dies or an attack action card you control is destroyed by Phantasm, you can pay 3 and gain your action point. It also has Arcane Barrier.
Yeah, Arcane Barrier is the secret on that one.
Yeah, that's probably more important than...
Tumultide turn 1. Guess
Oh
what?
my
I'm
God.
Zach, and I'm built different.
Yeah. Okay.
Who needs the Mai when I have this in my first 7 cards?
Okay. But, you know, this is the bull... Oh, nice.
This one's
He's got-
signed by
he's got
Fernando.
the Fedum.
Or you can
Nice.
look at this other one. I have 3.
You
Look
can-
at he's literally smiling like, look at this $800 I don't need, but I'm just showing this to flex for literally everyone watching in Baltimore right now who's
Look,
worried about me.
If you're gonna play Illusionist, you're gonna be into it, and you're gonna
Right.
get the nice cards. I'm just glad that he got Federico to sign it, because, you know, he's got a cool signature, and that's a good-looking
I
card.
wish someone cared about me as much as these guys care about foiling out the illusionist decks, you know?
Yeah. I care about you.
Aw. There we go.
I know you
um,
weren't fishing for that. We're having some focus.
Yeah, I think there's a power surge going on or something. That's what we're saying, Capolo. He doesn't need 3. He's just popping off.
Yeah, he's just showing them.
Okay, what are we going to blow up? Definitely Storm Striders every time, right?
I think that's a pretty good one.
What's going on with our camera? This is going in and out a bit. Maybe it's trying to focus on the card.
too
And
much-
Alexander Vor's just
There's too much
dancing.
bling on the table. It's
I-
distracting our camera.
I do like the over the top extra movement from Alex. Like he's trying to do some cheetah stuff or something. He would have to Storm Striders to use a spell to kill Tumultai,
Yes.
or he's gonna hope to have a Wounded Bull in hand, and this would be a lot of Hollywooding right now if he was pretending he doesn't have a popper, and then as soon as Zach pushes it over, he goes, "Just kidding, I've had the Wounded Bull the whole time."
Well, he did Polar Blast, so he drew a card, right? So
Right.
he could have been looking
Yeah, we're sending
drag.
the man in the sky down to see
at
if
one.
somebody keeps jumping where the camera is or something. 'Cause that would be disappointing to have a do that the whole time. All right.
And here it is.
Representing a
Tummy
attack.
tie coming in. Pass priority.
Do you have the ability to blow up this dragon before it attacks you? Which, when it gets invoked, you do have a window before it attacks. Okay, Justin now is on there. He's got the backwards hat, so there's a little sense of authority while also,
You know, letting the kids know that he
Yeah.
is cool.
hey, you guys
Hello,
worked
fellow
against
children.
Greg the whole time, and it changed once you guys started dancing. We're going to not wounded, Waning Moon.
Wounded Moon.
Wounded Moon.
Zach blocking some of that, I think, with his floating resources. Tummy Tie will be attacking. We're going to reveal a couple cards off the top, and then if it's a red, he'll be able to put a -1 counter on a piece of equipment, and then if its defense value is 0, he can blow it up. It is the most OP and frustrating dragon to see when you're playing Wizard, and they somehow always have it turn 1.
I mean, it's just a dream. Like, if you're like, if you told Zach this morning, I know I've been using this a bunch, but Zach, guess what? You're going to be in the finals and you're playing against Alexander Vor. Well, I better put Tumultai in my deck.
Yeah,
Like,
I hope I get to draw my
yeah.
Tumultai first. And you know what? We're going to get them Striders. That's right.
Aching Tennis. That's what we're saying, man.
No,
Acing Tennis.
He's got
Not
3 Dromais. One to put in the deck, one not to flip, and a third one just to show off.
Yeah.
Which I think might be an artist proof because it has the signature on it. I got one of those. It's dope. I went to Worlds too, and I just spent a bunch of money.
Okay. Did we flip the card yet?
I don't think so. I think he's now attacking.
Because if we miss the
Finally
flip, we really blew it.
we're
Here's the flip.
finally
We're looking
letting
for a red.
this attack resolve. We've
There's
got
a red
2
and there's a
reds.
red.
Goodbye,
These
Stormy
blows
Striders.
up the Storm Strider. That's going to represent a lot of damage that just got disappeared. What's the slow roll? I think it's more of Alexander Vor thinking about slowing this down. I don't want. It's kind of like calling a timeout after a couple 3-point shots that went in. You're just like, I don't want you to get excited and me feel bad for the whole next 10 minutes.
Please, everyone, don't be excited. Wait, why can't we be excited?
No. Alex is saying that to Zach probably.
Look, Tumultai attacks, he blocks, he destroyed his thing.
Right.
This means it's going to live. Unless Alexander can destroy it right now, it's
Right.
going to destroy another piece of equipment.
What?
And that is rough.
Everything that Alexander Vor could have had to destroy the dragon would be a popper that he would have already used. If
Yeah.
Zach pulls out Passing Mirage, if Zach pulls out Thamai right now, this game is just auto over and we get to go.
He
Or
doesn't
Maragai.
have Thamai. Maragai would
Maragai
be
is what I meant
dope,
to say. Sorry, not Thamai.
I think.
Got Thamai on my mind.
I mean, honestly, this is going to be a come from behind game for Alexander Vor already. He's lost a key piece that allows him to win the game on his terms. And now,
We're going
let's
to be
see.
giving our opponent extra cards.
Yeah.
Unless we
Like-
block.
Hello. Now I'm going to play this Kyloria. So he plays that, so he gets his dragons go again by playing the red card. He's putting another great dragon on the field that demands to be blocked and or dealt with immediately, but he still got that tummy tie out there. So let's grab our Kyloria. Great looking card there, the little gold hoarding dragon.
We are
And-
attacking with Tumultai. Popper is mandatory.
You know, pop this baby good. But Tummy Tie, he's like the Gatorade logo of the dragons. He's
Right.
just bursting through the wall.
And I think one of the best ways to
Oh,
kill
yeah.
Tumultai is to Striders into killing him.
Did I say Gatorade Man?
Yeah.
Oh man,
what I was
I meant Kool-Aid Man.
I remember the Gatorade man.
Dude, we should have a
That was
Gatorade
a rough
Man.
day for me, man. My parents didn't pick me up from soccer, and the Gatorade man took me to where I needed.
Gatorade
to be.
Man's just a dude from Florida selling you pickle water.
Jeez. Please welcome to the stage, Pickle Water.
It somehow ended up being a long day despite only being 5 rounds. But here we go. Tummy Tie resolves. What piece of equipment will he eat now?
Oh,
Double sigil.
Eat it. I'm gonna go to 42 in a second.
Eat it.
Jeez.
Welcome to Southern California.
Could you imagine what this would be like if you saw this happening live? Of a dragon is just burning Icelander's clothes off one by one. And
That
she
sounds quite
can't spell.
salacious when
Yeah,
you say
what
it
the
that way.
heck? Can
This
we
is-
get a PG-13 rating, please, on stream?
This game is for adults, 16 and over.
Yeah, I'll say.
Here we go.
This is gonna
Frosting,
This is gonna get worse before it gets. It's not gonna get better. ever, I
attacking
don't
for
think.
1, giving you a frostbite. This is rough.
I think one thing that's hilarious in this
Justin
matchup
does
too,
this to me every week, I feel like.
Yeah, I hate Dromai. That's why I'm glad she always loses. And whenever it's like, oh, now it's gonna be good in the meta and actually converts, I'm gonna be like, great. Now I'm gonna really have to play Reinar as hard as possible into this.
But you love Reinar.
I love him. I think another thing, normally when you're like, oh, your next 2 cards are going to be Sigil, finally I have it turned off. But against Dromai, it's like, I'm going to gain 6 and Dragon, because they give him go again with their playing a red.
Yeah, he doesn't even want to play this sigil. He's like, I'm just going to use it to activate Flame Scale Furnace.
Uh,
Break this frostbite.
Honestly, Zach, last month, round 1 lost on stream. Round 2, I think he got high rolled by a Briar that did 47 damage to them.
Ooh.
So he was out of contention in 35 minutes, basically.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a redemption thing of, yeah, I'm good at this game. I just don't want Gem to ruin me in the first 2 turns.
Yeah. No, Zach's a great player. He shows up and he does well at a lot of events. All right, so
I mean, is that no, that's a blue. I'm like,
incarceration.
so if we're paying attention, because we're the one who has the deck list and none of you guys have it, we got 3 Command and Conquers, 3 Finals Fighting Spirit, 3 Wounded Bulls.
Yep.
So 9 poppers are available here. But when are they going to come into our hand here?
Either when you need them or not.
I'm
Hopefully soon, because this has been pretty rough. How much health does Tumultai have? He's got
5 big
health.
ones, yeah.
So yeah, he's got either needs a big Ether Ice Fane or
One of the 9 poppers as an attack could work as well. I think it's interesting seeing the Passing Mirage hit the pitch zone instead of being played. Like, I would have taken a couple arcane damage to play Passing Mirage at the end of my turn of like, now a popper doesn't even work, but like. He's taking frostbites from the fuse, so that's not allowed. But deck lists do get posted probably before every Tuesday. They're going to be on the website Presto TCG.
yeah, check it out. Decklists.age.events. We've got the past couple months of deck lists up there as well. But those will be up this week as soon as
You
possible.
can play Janklander in Baltimore
Yeah.
and do the
Be the first amongst your friends.
Right.
So he doesn't even care about go again, but you know what? He's got 2 sigils, so he's probably going to do the sneaky thing where he gets go again on on resolution, which is, you know, sometimes it's just like, I don't know why they do that. You're like, you have 4 cards. You want me to think none of them are red? But I guess so. Maybe it could happen.
Right.
He's got 15, 16 non-red cards in the deck if he ran all however many cards that is.
Cold Snap. Draw a card. It's got to be a good one.
Freeze that arsenal. Give me a frostbite. So this will at least make his sigil that play that he's going to do cost 1.
Coronet Peak's gone too. Was that a block or?
Yeah, he just blocked with it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough.
That means I'm gonna go ahead and Tumultai myself for you here.
I'm pretty sure when I went to the calling at Worlds, this is exactly what happened to me round 1. Tumultai just came out and ate me up as Icelander. Just ate my boots, it ate my other thing, and it's like I finally could kill it, and it was like great. And then he just played like 3 or 4 more dragons, and I was like, I hate this so much.
Right. I think Tumultai was the dragon that when it came out, we were just all like, oh god, this is broken. And like everyone has a Tumultai story, but it does kind of feel balanced of like, it doesn't happen to you every game.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you're going to have a popper before it happens 3 times in a row. But this is just very bad timing of all this stuff drawing. He's still
Maybe-
at 35 health if he can figure it out.
Maybe put that. Is it down and dirty that you can block from Arsenal?
Yes.
Get that down and dirty going in your sideboard.
3 down and dirties instead of wounded bull or something. But then that's an Arsenal card that where it's like, oh, it's not a blue Arsenal, so that's not going to work.
Well, Bullander still puts attacks in Arsenal sometimes.
I think down and dirty, probably a Riptide card if you need poppers and Riptide.
Riptide.
Because you can just trench it out of there later. Trench?
I like treasure chest better than trench.
I like trench.
Trench. All right. So remarkably, Alexander Vor has only taken 1 damage this whole time. Which is pretty wild considering that Tomotai has attacked
Dude.
3 times.
One of the sickest things that could possibly happen here is Alex and Zach keeping everyone hostage for another hour and a half.
Oh my god, he
1
ate
point
all
damage.
his equipment.
So we're going to flip over the top 2 and just go ahead and make the whole thing that's fun about Flesh and Blood just obsolete for you.
You know how you start out with a bunch of powerful equipment
Yeah.
from the beginning and you're like a cool hero? Not anymore.
Not anymore.
You're like in a singed, you're like in your singed underwear, your eyebrows are
Right.
burnt, and there's a big fake dragon in front of you that's still doing damage to you somehow.
This is like getting to school and forgetting your parents didn't sign your permission slip for the field trip.
Oh, it's
like,
the worst.
Like, oh, I was planning on having a bunch of fun. I practiced this.
Now I gotta
but
go
I just
sit in like
forgot.
the principal's office or something.
Uh,
All right, so
I think this
Channel
is-
Lake Friendship, blocking for
Yeah.
3.
I think this is the longest living Tumultai I've ever seen in my life.
He's gonna retire, you know. Not even
Oh,
gonna die. He's just
no.
gonna retire from just working so hard for so long.
I think that was an immediate take it, and
And
to
then- oh,
another
God.
immediate take. Jesus, somebody's not updating the life. I feel like because there's no way Alex 4 has 35 right now.
Yeah,
We're supposed to be updating.
let's-
Are they?
all right, there we go.
I was about to say like, I don't think he was. I think somebody forgot. Everybody's clearly under the impression that Zach will win this game. It's just how long do we get to style on this person, which really sucks after playing a perfect tournament
Yeah,
to have the worst possible scenario. I'm sure Alex is like a Scooby-Doo villain right now of like, if it wasn't for Tumultai, I'd probably be up by 15 right now.
he would have
you
gotten away with
meddling
it
dog,
if it
yeah.
wasn't for your stupid Tumultai.
Tumultai is dead. We used a spell.
Long live
He's
Tumultai.
gone.
And now Zach will remember
It's Tumultai.
Tumultai back into his deck
Tried.
just because he can. But no.
No! No! Everyone's being hella pop off downstairs because that is how. It's so funny. Dromai goes from being like, oh, you're attacking me for 1 with the blue sweeping blow? Take it. I don't give a crap about that. To being like a 5 damage dragon that ruins your whole life, and then immediately we're going to get rid of the 1 popper per hand you have for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
IP3.
I keep thinking Alexander is going for the handshake, but no, he's just
He should,
frustrated.
but
no.
we're
He's
taking
gonna
it.
he's gonna play it out. He came out
$200
here.
online, yeah.
You know, I won't count anybody out. You always feel like there could be something that
Right.
just
Some Chris Ioli,
magically goes
Razor
your way.
Reflex, but for spells, or
But
what is
you
it? Rain Razors, but for
Yeah,
spells.
Rain Razors for spells. Here we go. Blaze Headlong coming in for 4, followed up by 3 more 4 attacks that all have
I
hit
mean-
effects. I mean, this is going to be gross.
I think he has the dragon damage alone is basically representing lethal next turn.
Yeah, next turn it is lethal. It's coming
So,
in for
okay, let me see that hand
4.
because it's definitely a red. Get rid of the wounded bull popper. Oh, take that. Your first popper, I immediately banish it.
This is catastrophic.
He's like more like Alexander Bohr. Isn't boring, right?
I mean, it's been pretty fun to watch. It's sad. And there you go. He's gonna
It
block
is.
3.
I do feel bad for Alex.
No,
Alexander.
it's a bad way to go. He ice bolts that Kyloria to and the combat change, pretty good move. But yeah, he's he's gonna do his darndest. He's
No,
a
he's coming back.
professional.
Alex Vor wins this game.
I-
I'll bet you $200. If Alexander Vor wins, I get 200. If Zach wins,
No, I don't
want
wanna
to
do
$5. It's
That's
odds.
not
You
how-
gotta give me odds. That's how Vegas works.
That's not
Spirit
how it
Saga.
works.
Uh,
Let me talk to my bookie, Justin.
dude,
Can I borrow
you
$200?
want $5 or not? It's a free 5. I'll do it the other way.
You buy me
$5
you
to
buy
me.
me a case?
If Zach wins, I get $5. If Alexander wins, I give you $200.
What? No. What?
Okay, we can't bet on not live TV. Throw the damn
We're
towel.
not betting.
says
We're just
Matrix
agreeing to
Matt.
exchange money based on the results of a
Predetermined.
semi-random game.
He's checking his phone. He's looking for divine inspiration from
Yeah.
his someone in his family, maybe.
He's making that Uber Eats
Yeah.
order right now. He needs a special meal.
Brother Vor is like, I just wouldn't play. I just wouldn't play against Tomotai if I were you. Maybe that was an Amber Alert. I don't know what that was. We had a tornado warning in LA.
We had a
week ago.
tornado the other day over
Yeah,
there. in
Montebello.
Montebello.
That's like between me and an armory I go to. I was like, jeez. Wait till there's a wind wizard 3 sets from now.
All right, Blizzard coming in.
All right, you're not gonna be go again unless you got a blue. Blue. No. Is that a dust up? Dust up blue?
It was a
Of course. He said, "You're gonna stop me in my tracks." No, I got the blue.
he's got the blue. Kyloria coming in for 4. Draw card on hit.
Bro, we've been here for 15 hours already. Justin made us get here 4 in the morning.
Yeah, we had to started our day doing burpees
Yeah.
on camera for some reason.
So, this is for a documentary about Chris Iali. Apparently, we're the only people that look like Chris Iali from the back. Which I don't really even believe. But Dude. Oh my God! Somebody's like, "I'll shake his
he
hand
was
for
like,
you."
Bet,
This is
I'm
the
gonna
craziest
win.
finals I've ever seen.
bet. I'm
If
gonna
I was
win.
Alex right now, I would be like, "Nobody laugh, okay? I'm coming back."
This is a serious game,
Yeah.
guys. Not that he talks that way. We're just having fun.
You do love seeing people have fun playing cards, you know?
This is what this game's about, you know. And maybe this is a bit of slow play, but I'm here for it. I'd rather that than everyone feel sad.
We're either slow playing or not playing at all. Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
If you're not slow playing, you're not playing Flesh and Blood.
The no equipment is throwing me off
Yeah,
so bad. Like
it
I've
looks
just
real
never
weird.
seen that.
It looks real weird. It's just empty over there. It's this void that Tomotai has created. Oh, Frost Hex coming in. Okay,
Uh-oh.
so here's the comeback. It starts right now, day 1.
Base camp up the mountain. This is the final session, Blood.
Hey, shout out to Session Blood in the chat. Big fans. Yeah, this is the final game. Our last 2 semis was it Dromai versus Kano, who made it all the way up into the semis, and then Alexander Ford just beat the Scourge.
You said we didn't update graphics. Look at this. It is updated. It looks great.
He meant at the bottom
Oh, he
right.
meant
It
at the
says
bottom right.
finals now. We're there. We're there.
Oh crap! Sorry, Coppola.
It's been a long day. Coppola's
Okay,
keeping
now there's
us
4
honest.
dragons. I think we blinked.
There's been 4 dragons. He had.
Oh my God! If I was Zach, I'd just be like, I'm just gonna kill you with burn. The next 8 turns of you not having arcane barrier, 1 at a time.
I mean,
And I would literally write a journal. I don't even keep a journal, but I would go buy a journal at Office Depot to say,
and here's
"You remember
Chroma.
that night where card guys are talking crap?" I mean, it's a big dragon.
Yeah, just to catch up, everyone coming in here. Tomultai came out turn 1
Yeah.
and ate 3 pieces of equipment, and then he
The fourth one was gifted to him.
yeah, he had to block a Kyloria hit effect. So it's been a rough,
Ooh.
been a rough match. Waning Moon coming in.
I love that he's still blocking wound. Like, I just be like, let's make it interesting. Take every point of Arcane from, like, if you can do 35 damage to me before I do 8 right now, you deserve it, bud.
Bet. Let's go.
I do like that Tomultai showed up, I think, minute 4, and 24 minutes later, we're still killing it.
Yeah.
I think maybe Zach's also trying to go for the achievement of one of every dragon out. Maybe that's what's going on.
If he does that, he unlocks Dromai's hidden ability of I just win the game. Oh, here we go.
Oh, popped.
Finally
popped.
got popped.
Let's go! Dude. Oh, man, jokes from upstairs are always good. I think it was so funny. Remember when we thought in Dynasty that there was going to be a dragon at all, and then it didn't show up, and there was ashes, and then we're like, the Fable hasn't come out. Maybe it's a Fabled dragon that puts Tomultai, Dracona Optimi, and Dominia all as a Hydra, and I was like, what kind of crack were we smoking that day?
Dude, well, then they came out with the, the mech card that basically is that.
Oh, true. Mechazoid, yeah.
Let's build a Hydra.
When's the last time you played against Mechazoid Dash?
Couple months.
Damn.
It was fun though. He did it. I was like, cool, and then I just was like, you don't have any arcane barrier now.
I love that AC in tennis is like, why isn't he conceding?
Never give
We're
up.
having fun, you know.
Never
We're
surrender.
We're all joking with friends. He came in from Arizona.
Yeah.
The quicker he quits, the quicker he has to say goodbye to his friends.
And he'll never know.
I'll
Maybe
see
there
you
was
next time.
some god hand he could pull
Yeah.
and just go.
And Zach only has 32 dragons left that he has to get through, so there is a small chance.
And the second burn them all comes out. Okay. This just fast tracks our issue here of he
Burn them all, damage only. You should literally yell that if you weren't trying to influence a tournament. As Viola is that's a bitch move.
He puts all 3 out.
that I would be like the smile when Zach does that. Okay,
There we go.
okay. I would be like, damn, man. Where's Go again from? He invoked probably 15 times. The cock.
Wow. That was
Congratulations.
a match. Ooh, shout out to Zach who's winning. We'll bring him up here for the trophy presentation.
And now for the rest of my life, I have to respect Dromai because it won a tournament in Odyssey's building after not winning one for a long time. It did take, what was it? It was July, August. What's after? September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 9 months later, a whole baby.
A whole
could have been
baby.
born.
Dromai just needed time
Dromai
to
finally wins a
grow in the
game,
womb of our
a
minds
tournament in
and our
here.
hearts. But she's here. She's going to be powerful. She is powerful. And we'll have Zach coming up here in just a minute. Just
I can't
to
wait to hear
run
how
through
he
it.
beat.
What's your top number
What's
one
the
thing you want to
secret
do when you're
spice?
playing against the wizard? Well, I hope I draw Tomultai my first turn, and I have an Ash already, which he did. So that's how you do it. Game over. Dodge your bad
Game
matchups,
over.
draw Tomultai, eat 3 out of 4 pieces of equipment, win the game.
Have my bad matchups be gone or in Vegas or I don't know.
I mean, we did.
What's the meta game?
he
Is
did have to
it looks
beat-
good for Dromai?
He did have to beat Akatsu,
there was a
and that was a
bunch of
great game. So
ninjas,
I
like-
would check that out earlier on the Swiss stream.
Right.
You can
Miska
probably find
Mass
that.
Trigger and you can win a tournament.
Yeah, it was a great game. I think I'm not sure how much that player had been playing the game, but it was very close. Katsu does seem great. I think Session Blood was talking. He was sad to see Katsu lose,
Right.
but it seems like Katsu's in a good spot. The new cards are cool. It was really exciting to see Bonds of Ancestry in action. That's going to be a very powerful and I don't know. Maybe it's a 9 of.
You may have to start blocking Be Like Water too.
Oof, Leo like
Kinda
water.
don't
At
want to
least
do that.
yeah, block. It's a 3 attack, but you know they're gonna get you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Katsu's gonna be cool. It seems like a lot of people are jazzed for it. I'm actually more excited about it after watching it in action. So,
Yes.
yeah. But that was it. Once again, AGE coming back in April down in Collector Legion. The series continues through August 2023, where we have the top 16. It says right there. Why didn't I read that earlier? And then the leaderboard coming in.
You know who's gonna have a big
Which button is it?
Players Champs
That's the one. Here we go.
leaderboard?
Craig Pollock is still sitting on top, but
You don't see somebody's name on here, who is Zach.
who's Zach?
But Zach's about to get a big 30-point swing.
He's
right?
about to pop up.
Is it
What does
30
he get?
for?
He gets
Yeah,
30
30
points.
big
Yeah.
ones.
So,
So he'll go straight to top 5.
looking good for Zach. Yeah, I mean, really, it seems like you can win one of these turns.
Yeah.
You'll probably make it to the Open
Craig's gonna
Players
have
Championship.
80 out of a possible 90 through 3. Like, Craig's gonna be number 1, and then
Craig's
you guys
cracked.
can do the rest.
Craig's
yeah.
cracked. Everyone knows it.
Uh,
He's just a chat
but he
GPT.
can't beat
in
a
a trench
28
coat.
damage combo like a loser.
And yeah, like I said, we'll be right back. Thanks for joining us on this stream. If you'd like to hear some thoughts from Zach on how to win with Dromai, we'll be right back.
Sounds good, Coach. this. All right, we're here with the winner, Zach. He was playing Dromai. He's the Mar AGE winner.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Open it up and show people what you got.
Ooh.
Whoa.
AG Open Champion.
Nice. So, turn 1, finals. What's going through your head?
I look at my opening hand, 2 blues, Tomultai, and a red, and the second I see that, I know that they're going first. If they deal any Arcane, this will be the most one-sided finals in AG history.
Oh, yeah.
He did it, and I drew the following blue to be immune to just any frostbite on the Tomultai. I'm like, yep,
Yep,
this
you're
is going to
done.
be it. And every hand that followed was just the icing on top.
I think what was interesting is at a certain point, it's like he had 8 health, and you had burn 'em all. And I was like, dang, he doesn't have AB. Like, is he going to just try to go for 1, 1, 1 the whole time? Was that in your head at all? Or were you like,
It was a consideration if
for his
he
full
started drawing poppers, but then once it gets to the point of like the last hand where I have 3 burn them all and 2 Asvalize in hand,
hell
which
yeah.
is just more than enough Arcane for anything.
The Asvolite came down, and I was like, this is mean. Like, on the day, how did your tournament go? Was it like a rough one? You fought through adversity, or was it like
The
kind of
second I won round 1, I knew it was going to be a good day.
Yeah.
I'm used to losing round 1s, and the times I don't lose round 1, I win tourneys.
Great. Well, now you know. Get him early or get him not at all. What was your favorite thing that happened besides the Tomultai? Because we saw that. What was going on, like your favorite moment that you'll cherish for at least the next week?
Like for the day or just that match?
For the day.
Ooh, for the day, I think it would be. I think getting through 2 Katsus during Swiss back to back round 1 and 2, just because they have a lot of new cards from outsiders,
Right.
where their combo lines got so much scarier. Where winning both of those, I think, really felt great for the day.
And it's like be like water, get boiled by dragons. Boom, boom, boom. That's interesting that it was like, because I thought ninjas are maybe a class that counters you.
Yeah, they're definitely
But-
on the harder side. It just is it's a matchup I have to navigate very carefully because it can go wrong very fast.
Right. The thing I was most impressed with today, because obviously what happened in the finals was great, but Uvia, I have never seen somebody do that with Uvia in my entire life. Like, what's your mindset of like, hey, Dromai players, if you're losing against Oldham, tell them how to beat them real quick, because that was impressive.
I think Uvia management and evaluating a Guardian player and how they're going to play into you, like, in terms of my match, I noticed that Andrew was not really aiming like big blue attacks or red attacks at face, and instead opting to just like swing a hammer for 4, which meant I got a lot more space to build up a board.
Right.
So just sitting on Uvia, eventually hitting just 1 or 2 good hands, like you saw that game where he had no popper, no way to deal with it, and that just closes out the game very fast at that
Right.
point.
The dragons go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You do that twice, they're dead.
Yeah.
In the future, what are you looking most forward to? Like, are you gonna go to Baltimore? Are you looking for nationals, or what's going on in your head? I know you're going to school.
I wish I could do more big
Right.
events. Just
You're like
being stuck in pharmacy
AGE,
school
right.
is it's a big time commitment.
That's why I got out of pharmacy 1 semester in and went to RTF. But you're excited because you're gonna go to number 5 on the leaderboard here,
Nice.
which we'll show you the leaderboard. I don't know if people already saw this at home, but 30 points is gonna put you probably 5 or 6, so that'll work because Jake's gonna get some more probably. How do you feel being number 5 or 6?
That is definitely exciting because I do want to play in the finals, like the last event that's happening for the season.
Well, hell yeah, the
Players Championship, yeah.
We're going to figure out where that is. We're going to make sure you're not busy with an exam that day. It's going to be August, so maybe the new semester won't start and you can focus on that. I think it's hilarious because you're like, I want to just chew on Rangers. Is there any Ranger that could sit across from you as Dromai where you would be nervous at all?
I actually don't think so. I think Ranger is just such like a good matchup, even with all the new support. It's similar to Katsu. It got a lot scarier, but I think it's still just so good for Dromai.
So
The second dragon starts sticking, it's over.
hell yeah. So Dromai's meta is starting now.
She's always been meta,
Oh
baby.
my god. This is your winner, Zach Wallach. Or is it Wallach? I always say it.
Wallach.
Okay, Wallach, we got there. Zach Wallach is your winner for this one. He's going to be there most likely in August. And thanks for winning today. $400 goes straight to you. That's a whole case of Outsiders.
That's
probably.
going on win tomorrow at Kingslayers.
Oh! Back to back. Well, great job today. And we'll see you guys. We'll go short break and say goodbye.
I am Zachary
Yeah, go ahead.
Wallach. I won the
But-
AGE Open.
Put your hand in front of the
It's
Zachary
me.
Wallach thing.
It doesn't work that way. It's in front of my hand.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. I'm Collin Honigman. This
Yeah.
is Blake Meyer. We've been your hosts today. Shout out to Joshua Myers, who was here earlier.
Right. Shout out to
helping on the cast.
Justin. He's rushing to change it. We're just saying a quick goodbye because we're gonna go have fun. We're gonna go we're gonna go open box. We're gonna go tomorrow to a different
got
tournament.
boxes open?
There's a Texas.
Blake
game.
owes me $200. I'm pretty sure.
That was the okay, sure. We're just gonna say goodbye. Thanks for watching. Always, we're gonna click our sponsors, which don't exist, which is just social media.
Hey,
but
we
do
are-
have some people to thank.
We are sponsored by the Attack Action Podcast.
Oh, true.
Because we believe in Arcane games and events,
Right.
and we're happy to be partnered up with them. What else we got to show, though? We've got
Did our
next-
weekend stories pay off?
We already did that.
I
man.
know,
What are
I'm
you
trying to-
messing around? Check out the schedule.
there it is.
April 15th will be our next AGE Open. Shout out to everyone who can make it. If you can't, join us back on stream. We'll be at our new permanent home, Collector Legion. I don't know. It might work out great. We'll see what the metagame looks like. Hopefully, an even larger showing of Outsiders Heroes comes up. We'll update
There
our
will be a Zuri there,
players.
probably.
This will change. Who knows? We'll be there. Maybe Aiden Kwasniewski will be back after top 8ing over there in Chicago and top 8 over here again. We won't know until next month.
Right.
It's gonna be great. It's always a fun time, Blake. It's always a pleasure, man.
It's been real, bro. It's been fun.
Thanks everybody. Shout out to Justin, our director and producer and benevolent overlord, and also his wife Christine, who's also our producer.
Brought the water.
He brought the water. He brought the snacks. We're well fed. We're happy, and
He's killing
you know what?
it.
We look good right now. Look at this light on
Jeez.
us. We got well lit people in here. We're not lit yet, but we will be soon.
Yeah,
So
right.
with that, have a good night, everybody.